half orc and some stuff.
All right, we are live for everyone to see.
Hi, internet.
Drink
Hello.
water.
Hydrate. Well, let's bring you guys over to the map. It's so far away from the hostile NPCs. Here we go.
Would you just look at the hat?
So, let's see. Do you guys, should we recap? Let's just finish one thing and then let's make sure that we got all of Nizar's stuff out between everybody. Staff, sending stone, singular. Alchemist supplies. There's a backpack that was on the table if you guys need an extra backpack. His glass bottle on the table. He had some clothing in the corner.
I'll take this opportunity, since you left a message on the video, to apologize again. I'm sorry I called you.
You didn't. You just threatened me. You didn't call me a name.
Okay,
you thought
I
I
threatened
called you a name, and then you threatened me.
And I've apologized about 30 times, so I'm sorry. You can stop leaving messages and stuff.
Well, I was watching the video earlier today, and it was definitely a little upsetting to hear you say it to me again, even though you weren't saying it to me again. I understand. Apology accepted. We're good.
I missed something.
You went to bed.
Yeah, you went to bed. I was drunk, and Jared was giving attitude, and I flipped out. It was my apologies again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said right at the fucking top, and he said, "Don't you call me a motherfucker? I'll come down to Columbus and kick your ass."
No, I said I'd smack you. I wasn't saying I was going to kick your ass. I said I would smack you. And that's fine.
I don't know if that's any better.
But anyways,
I already apologized like a trillion times, so I'm sorry again.
I'm going to stop accepting your apologies because I've accepted it enough amount of times. I'm done accepting the apology.
Okay.
So there were those 9 gemstones worth 10 gold apiece that were on there. They're just some random gemstones that he had collected from the cave. There was an hourglass, a 1 ounce bottle of ink, and an ink pen. He was wearing his leather armor. Obviously, looks like his leather armor from this connection. Little bag of sand is actually an adventure item that was, I think that was on his person. In the room, there was Nesnar's stuff is surrounded off by the table, and so he's got a mess kit. He had 10 sheets of blank paper in addition to all of his notes that were on the table. You guys would find around the campfire a playing card set. Chris has the 2 potions of healing, if I remember correctly. They have rations there, but there's also the goods and supplies that are often in a box in the corner if anybody was searching the room. Actually, nobody was searching the room, so we didn't. There was a couple other little things, but as you guys return to the room, you'll find this stuff.
I didn't have a chance to.
There was
because
2 scrolls. Oh, sorry.
I was saying I didn't really have a chance. I was too worried about dwarf dudes dying.
Right.
So I was like, oh shit, how long were they in this snowman?
Right. So even just, does anybody want to do the recap at the end? I just watched it so I could run through it pretty quick if you like.
I mean, I can give what I remember. We had started back into the battle. Somebody's mic is freaking out.
It's freaking out, yeah.
Okay. So we had started the session still in battle. About partway through, we were able to finish off the other spiders. The doppelganger and Nesnar went invisible. My giant snake was fortunately able to see them still and was able to get a hold of the doppelganger. I tried to attack Nesnar, but he was invisible, so I couldn't hit him. He jumped over and got away was trying to run. Jerk got a stab in on him, I think, and then he cast some sort of meteor spell, which hit me and caused everyone to turn into snowmen. Oh yeah, and a half orc, half ogre had come in at this point, so he also turned into a giant snowman. And then I had turned into a war horse, and between all of us kind of attacking him, we killed him, and then Jerk cut his head off.
It's very
Um,
good.
yes, and then I ran over to the ogre orc, and me and Pew Bear stood up front fighting him while everyone else kind of took shots at range. I don't think my snake killed the doppelganger. I think Sparkle Gem stabbed him while he was holding him. We managed to finish everyone off. I then went up and found Gundren's brother. I can't remember what his name is. It's similar to Gundren.
Nundro.
Nundro, yes. He was wrapped in spider silk. Was able to. PBR came in and cut him out. And then through talking to him, I asked if anybody had a key. Jerk had one. I had ran over to open this door where there was 2 more snowmen. Ran in thinking that it was probably Gundren and I don't know who else. And I got attacked by a bunch of spiders, yelled for people. They thankfully came because I got knocked unconscious. And I think that's where we're at. Oh, we uncovered them.
Yeah.
So
You
they
guys
didn't
like this your last
suffocate.
moment. You were cutting off you were like getting the snow off of them.
Yeah. I'm really glad because I was like, all right, well, we got to take a long rest, and they would have definitely suffocated.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they wouldn't be alive.
Because they were like tied up, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm throwing some random piles of snow around the room as there is just a bunch of discarded snow from everywhere you guys kind of burst out of each of these pieces as you guys enter in the room. I think you actually covered the battle pretty well. It was pretty combat heavy, but at the end, you guys started going through some of the things. We got Iarno in here, and he is tied. His hands are tied up behind his back.
Oh yeah.
And Nundro kind of is sort of cowering off in the corner a little bit. Maybe like saw you guys leave the room, but is just sort of maybe poking a dead spider body to make sure it's dead. He's very scared. You guys came into the room. Yep, those last few swarm of spiders burst out of the egg sacs as soon as the webbing was triggered, but between the group of you, you guys were able to smash them all. They were just regular sized spiders, but there were a bunch of them. And as you clear the snow off of their bodies, you guys recognize these 2 people as Gundren Rockseeker and Halia Thornton, from Phandalin, and they just kind of coughing, and shaking off, and you could see from their faces that they've, they are injured. There's bruises around their eyes. Gundren's is swelled shut. Halia's got maybe a little bit of a fat lip. They are looking pretty worse for the wear. And as they kind of come up and look around, and Gundren, like, you guys came. You guys came. Oh God. Oh, thank you. Oh. He's kind of in a similar state as Nundro, and is not really being an adventurer, but a miner. He's terrified by the ordeal. But Halia she looks up. She's like, "Jerk," and she's like, "Godwell, tell us, you guys, what are you doing here? I'm so thankful."
I'd
And they're
like
kind
to.
of
Inside check.
I kind of want to address her and say the Zentrum are family. We watch out for it, and it watches out for us. See if she's got a response for that.
Yeah, she responds with the second half of the phrase that they're supposed to respond with.
Okay.
And she kind of is like, and she kind of smiles, just like, "I never taught you that. Just like you've been growing a lot since you've been here."
There's a doppelganger posing as you in town.
And she's like, "Can you get us out of this? We're shackled." And as you guys kind of see them, like, sort of,
Are they
clear the rest of the snow on them, they got manacles.
Yeah, okay.
Manacles on behind their
Can
neck.
I try to see if the key Well, I have like 1 hit point. I don't even. Am I like? Am I conscious or just stabilized? I think I was just stabilized, right?
Yes.
Use the medicine check to stabilize you. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I'm just unconscious in front of you guys on the ground.
We are all out of spells, so
You
Everybody's
guys
exhausted, but there's
did.
no threat.
I'm already
Well,
taking.
I'm
a
not gonna
nap
say
in the
anything
sleeping
because I'm not gonna be meta, but
I have a healing potion I could give you. I've got 2.
you certainly could.
So I'll do that then. I'll just hand him a healing potion. I'll see if the key that he has in front of him from when he passed out fits the manacles.
you're gonna have to pour it in my mouth. I'm
Yeah,
unconscious.
you put a potion in an unconscious man's hand.
Okay.
It takes a full action.
All right. Well, then I'll feed him a potion.
Thank you. Nom 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 nom. What does that give me?
Let me look.
Taliesin rolls 2d4 plus 2 as the recipient.
7, 8, 9.
And that immediately happens. And as soon as you become positive, you wake up.
So I'm just. Man, I hate spiders.
The spider bites kind of close up on you. You feel the
Now you know.
poison work its way out of your veins.
Now you know what it feels like to live in my brain.
So I'm still laying there, and I'm like, are they at least still alive? I kind of remember seeing 2 snowmen in here before I passed out.
We killed the snowman too.
Gundren starts crying. He's like, it's Nundro, okay? Did you find him?
Talison's just gonna hold his thumbs up.
So it's just, I don't know. Let's see, does he even notice? He does. He's just like, oh my god.
I will offer Taliesin a hand off the ground.
Starts blubbering a bit about
you.
the things they did to us.
Because we are
Great.
now brothers in hating spiders.
All right. Well, we should probably bring everybody in this room and rest up. They've been here for a long time, but I'm sure they wouldn't mind as a token of appreciation watching guard on this door for us while we just sleep.
I would like to check the webs for more baby spiders.
Yeah.
Before
go ahead,
considering
roll me
this
perception.
idea.
Roll me
'Cause-
perception.
Nice.
Yeah, you're able to check throughout the spiders that were in the corner were the only spiders, and they are. Let me. Dead. Those were the only egg sacs that were in this room. Just like they were about to. I think Taliesin put it together. They were about to feast on Nundro before you guys got there. You were very close to finding a dried husk of a dwarf rather than a dwarf, but he's out there again. You guys basically want to bring everybody into this room. Relax. They're kind of still shackled, but
Yeah, I wanted to see if the key that I have unlocks their shackles.
yeah, the key does. It was it's a couple. There were smaller keys on a key ring.
Oh, okay.
They unlock the manacles.
Sweet.
The anviled key was for the door. Seems to be. It was definitely here before they arrived. It's a mark of the dwarves. But yeah, you guys are able to know they're so thankful. I mean, Halia full of questions. Just like, how did you guys figure it out? Just like, I know those doppelgangers were impersonating us, but they can read your minds. So how did you know?
Well, yours sent me here.
They must have. It was a trap.
Yeah, we got a recruitment speech.
They
It-
sure
we-
did set a nasty trap for themselves, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm gonna like
Kind of chuckles and laughs. They underestimated you guys.
I'm like going around clearing the webbing from around here and just like kind of sighing like, yeah, no, we sure showed them, right?
Like with swords or with fire?
We honestly With like, I'll probably use like just produce flame, just like use a little flame and start burning away a lot of the fire, or a lot of the webbing, and probably also light this brazier if possible.
Yeah, there's some coal in it still. It had been covered up, but if you spend some time clearing out all the flames, I just removed all the webbing from around in the room.
And yeah, I'll just kind of like, to be honest, we had no idea that the doppelganger was impersonating you. We should probably try not to let on that we know when we make our way back in town. Maybe play it off like we were never able to find anyone, or find the cave, or find you guys here. And
Gundren kind of, it's like, this is still my cave. Like it still belongs to me and my brothers.
Wait a minute. 1, 2. Weren't there 3 dwarves you were looking for?
the one's dead. Remember, we found his body at the entrance.
Oh,
Gundren starts crying. They killed him. They killed my
oh,
brother.
dang it. Well,
Yeah, it's not the best time to bring that up.
But yes, that was the body that you saw at the beginning was their other brother.
well, we didn't know.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
address
Gundren kind of
them.
tells you, he's like, he's basically like, he's like they figured out how we were here. And once they knew, they ambushed us. We brought a few men to come with us to help us discover things in the cave, but they killed everyone. They took us captive, and they just milked us for information. We've been here for so long. They didn't. Where's my brother? He said he didn't have any more use for him, and they were gonna feed him to the spiders.
They were.
He's
And then they didn't because they're dead.
he's in the other room.
You can
I'm gonna.
He manages to hear you guys talking and comes in. Oh, brother! And they very wholeheartedly embrace.
They embrace.
They all three of them tell you,
That's
like,
what I was saying.
we're so hungry. Do you have anything to eat?
I think I do.
Yeah, I've got a couple of rations, so I'll give all of them one.
I'll give them each 2 strips of salted meat.
All right, go ahead and mark them off, and they just start tearing into it. Just like, oh, they're so hungry. They've been kept barely conscious and abused, interrogated, basically for quite some time.
Okay, I'm going to respectfully ask them if they could possibly watch the door while we go to sleep for a while, because we're on death's door. We need some rest. We can pick this up in like 8 hours.
We can't safely get you guys through the rest of this cave without taking a rest first.
How do we get them out of this cave? Because there's the mushroom path, the fireball path, and the dino
We
path.
could take them
I
through
have-
the mushrooms just fine. The
I have-
fireball path should be avoided.
Well, you're asleep.
I know.
So let's see.
I have-
Godwald and let's see. I'm gonna pick one between Godwald and Junior. All right. Godwald, roll me your perception.
Thank God.
It's very high.
You, as the Rockseeker brothers are talking, and Halia is kind of like rubbing her wrists from the thing, and after she's taken some of the food from you, looks up and her eyes go wide, and she sees Yarno standing behind you, and she goes and jumps. She got a 18. What did you get?
25.
25. You see her kind of lunge towards you in your direction, but go for grabbing a dagger on your waist.
Well, Well,
And she's like, you! And she goes
What?
to grab the dagger. She puts a hand
Him?
on your dagger, starts pulling it free, and goes looking at Yarno. She's like, die! And she's just
I
gotta go stab him in
wait.
the
Her,
face.
him. I'd like stop her with my other hand, like hold up like his bound hands, like I have him in custody.
All right, try and grapple her. She got a nat 20.
Damn.
Put her at a 21.
You should have just backhanded her.
I cannot beat that ever.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a worse mod.
All right, well,
I
she's
have
able
a-
to, as you go to like grab her hand and be like, hold up, but you do, what did you say?
Look, I've got him. It's fine.
I got him, it's fine. She's like, ah! And she goes to stab him while he's standing there.
He's gonna face
Push
justice.
with a
No.
dagger. She goes, she does get a stab on him. What's a dagger damage?
D4.
D6? D4?
D4 or D6? I can't remember.
It's really good when you're a rogue and you get plus 3d6 sneak attack. But if you're not a rogue, it's 1d4
and
plus.
she jabs a knife into like into the side of his gut, and then like toggles him down. She's like, "What the hell is he doing here?" And she's just like digging this dagger into him.
I'm gonna run over and try to pull her off.
Grapple her.
Mm-hmm.
She was full of rage when she saw him.
That's just a strength check, right?
Yep. And she has a 3. I have a feeling you can beat it.
We'll see.
Very high and very low on the same die.
19.
All right, yeah, you're definitely able to basically pull her off. You didn't say anything.
Just be like, no, wait, we have him. We're taking him back to the Lord's Alliance. We're turning him in. The only reason we didn't kill, well, we kind of almost killed him like 3 times, but the only reason why we are taking him back alive at all is because he did help us fight the Black Spider.
So as you kind of grab her around her waist and you pick her up off him as she's just kind of like flailing her legs and arms a little bit, and she hears what you says, sees the fact that he's been stabbed and stabbed, but his hands are still tied behind his back, understands it, and she's like, "Oh, that son of a bitch." And she's just like,
I get it.
"Oh, okay." She like takes a deep breath and sorry.
No, totally understandable.
Her blood's boiling.
We've all had that reaction to him at one point.
Do I still have any rope?
You guys definitely have a rope in the room. It's over there with that grappling hook going across the way. I don't think you might have had to use that for that.
I think I used my rope to make.
Oh yeah, the
those
harnesses.
And
Yep.
everybody should have a little rope harness, right?
Well, does anybody have any rope?
I do. Why?
Okay, I'm gonna tie. If I can use some of your rope, I'm gonna tie Yarna to this brazier so he can't. He's just stuck there.
While you're doing that, Halia goes and grabs the shackles, the manacles
For
that
8 hours?
not on.
Yep, he's gonna be tied there.
We need to get his book back.
She cuffs them around his hands and his wrists, and then she grabs the other ones that were holding Gundren and she cuffs them on his legs so that he can't move any more than that.
Okay, and then we'll tie those. I will sit him down and then tie the manacles around his wrists to one of the handles on the brazier so that he can't try to go anywhere.
Or, lie down.
The guy
What?
probably needs a nap, is what Oz is
Well,
saying.
I know. I'm gonna
don't
give him
think you
enough.
gotta
I'm giving
rush.
him enough. I'm giving him enough room to where he can sit and lie down, but just to where he can't get up and hop away in the middle of the night, or
Except,
can't really try to get
fair.
something to try to blink out of there or something.
Jarek, roll me a quick perception.
I'm so glad I'm taking a nap while you guys are doing this shit.
Perception.
It's probably been about 15 minutes of you laying down.
3,
My page down low.
6,
3,
6.
6.
Yep.
You see the door. Here, let's roll a P-Bear perception and see if he can contribute this game. P-Bear's like, hey guys, there's a lock in the inside of the door. We could lock it
Yeah,
and hold the keys.
I'll be right back, and I'm gonna go grab the sleeping bag that Sparkle Jim's in and just drag it into the room.
Sparkle Gem,
And I'm-
roll. Let's see, what would you roll to stay asleep?
I'm not even being gentle about it.
I would claim it's con.
I would say perception. If she notices that she's being moved while sleeping,
Oh.
probably a disadvantage though. So Sparkle
Because
Gem.
she's inside the bag
Perception.
all the way.
As
yeah,
if a
she's in it.
hearing while
Oh
asleep.
yeah, I'm in the bottom of that sack, just like napping away.
Give me a quick perception with disadvantage. See if you wake up. We'll put it at a 10 if you can roll one of those under there.
Oh,
Oh,
10. What 10?
without, yeah, I
Oh,
rolled a
without
10.
mods.
Yeah, without mods.
Okay. Well, all right. So you kind of get a little what? Like wake up, you realize it's Taliesin dragging you, and you're like, all right,
Fuck this shit. Going back to sleep.
all right. Let's move this fancy ass sleeping bag in here.
are there still a little bit of spider webs right here?
On the map. Oh, there is.
Well, I was gonna say, if there is, I'm going to sit her bag so that the entrance is into the spider web.
You cleared
Pranked.
them all out. You
Dang
spent
it.
time. You spent time. You cleared them all out.
I just wanted to play a prank on her.
But so she's in there. So they feel you've got them on. You guys explain to Gundren and them like we are beat and we need to rest before we try to get out of here. Let alone like just before we try to do anything else in this cave. Let alone just get out of here.
Yeah.
It's a
So
dangerous place.
I'll take a couple minutes to just go gather the other sleeping bags and pull them in here, and I will offer. I'm gonna offer them to the brothers and Talia, and then I think there's one. Is this one as well? This thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then whoever wants that one, I'll pull out my own bedroll and just. I'm gonna lock the door, and we have the braziers lit, so we've got light in here. And just be like, see you guys, and I guess I only need 6 hours, so I'll get up early and
Halia takes their shit bucket that they've been forced to use for the last 2 years, and she turns it over on Yarno's head. Just lets it sit there, and she's like, "I'm gonna enjoy this so much."
I feel like I should maybe interfere in this in some way.
I'm just gonna go to sleep.
You guys
Yeah.
are going to sleep. You guys are going to
I'm
sleep.
I'm gonna disarm Yarno of everything he's got. Like we gave him back his book and his staff. I'm taking those.
You give him his
I
staff
didn't.
back? I don't
No,
think
No.
I thought
she
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 tossed
just gave him a
his-
book.
Okay,
And focus.
and he has his pouch of components, so I'm going to take that back as well.
Good call.
I'm gonna clean him.
You're gonna clean him.
And
Yeah.
I go to bed as he's cleaning him.
Halia just goes and she asks. She's like, and she's got some food, and she's like, "Did you guys go through the rest of the room? What have you been?" She's like, "Can I have that key so I can go out and check her out? Is everything dead? Like, did you?"
Everything we know so far is dead. Everything that the black spider was controlling is dead, but there are other things in this cave that were not under his control, and we've run into him a few times. So I would recommend waiting until we can all go out together.
She rambles off a count. She's like, he had 4 giant spiders, a half ogre. She's like 12 bugbears. She's like, she's like, I've seen 2 doppelgangers here.
So
I believe, yeah, we killed them all.
Let's see. We've killed 4
The
giant
bugbear and his
spiders, a
chief.
half ogre, at least 10 bugbears in various places.
That one bugbear was a freak, man. He was like real into getting hurt.
Yeah,
Oh,
that guy. He was.
Yeah, I believe. I mean, if there are more bugbears in the halls here, I doubt they'll be able to get through this door. Even if they are, we'll hear them long before they make it through. And at any rate, I'm in no shape to protect anyone at this moment.
she kind of brushes herself off a little bit, and she still has Godwald's dagger in her hand. By the way, she took your dagger. She's like, I can. She's like, and she's like, I can handle myself. I'm pretty sure that this little area is gonna be fine if you've killed everyone that I just listed. Are you
I
sure?
mean, there was a lot of fighting.
She like insights you guys. Doesn't feel confident that you necessarily killed everything on her list. And she's like, all right. And
There might be one or
sit
two
down
bugbears left.
Sit down. She'll sit down on one of the beds to rest up. Try and get her energy back.
I'd say at this point, Sparkle Gem's just going to kind of like stick her head out for a sleeping bag and be like, "Will you guys just shut up? It's bedtime," and then crawl right back in.
The Rockseeker brothers drag their sleeping bags over next to each other. Whoops. Move the map. Sit next to each other and just like they have a little crying session and hold each other. It's gonna be okay. They're gonna get us out of here. They killed the black spider.
That happened. That happened.
So I would like to long rest if possible.
All right, so you guys take your You guys are able to take your long rest. Go ahead and mark that off on your sheet, and I'll let you know about what time it would be when you wake up. You do not, throughout the evening, you do not.
Now, my only
Do not
question.
throughout the evening encounter anything, so I don't need to ask for your orders.
I would have gotten up 2 hours before everyone since I went to sleep for 6 hours. Is Halia or Gundren wearing any sort of armor? I'm assuming that would have been stripped from them.
No, they're in just tatters of clothing that they had on.
I'm going to drop the 2 sets of leather armor that I have next to them as they're sleeping, just to for them to use.
As soon as you do, Halia is surprisingly sharp, and you just even you stirring to move. She's cocked her eyes open.
Okay, I'm gonna just kind of look at her and just whisper hopefully this will, give you a little bit more security, and just set it down next to her.
She actually just kind of gets up from her sleeping bag and she's like, "Thanks," and she starts.
That would have been the one that I was wearing, so it should fit her.
Yeah, medium humanoid, maybe a little tight in the chest if it was made for a man, but she's able to get herself into it and putting the gear on. And she looks around the room, seeing that everyone else would be asleep at this point then.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you guys are doing a changing of the guards. Maybe one other person is awake.
I mean, if
She can
I
draw
only
her own
slept,
conclusions.
if I only slept for 6 hours and the door was locked, I think we should be pretty solid. I mean, I'll be up until everyone else wakes up, so I will also give Gundren one. I'll just set it next to him very quietly. So I'll remove
Gundren, on the other hand, does not stir. He is passed out hardcore. Both he and his brother. This is the first night in a long time that they've felt any degree of safety, so they're immediately out.
So, and I also too, I have a question. I mean, I don't know how long. I think it takes a while for these to actually come together. But it says I have the components to make healing potions, and I have like quantity of 3. Could I like start making those, or like put the ingredients together in the vials that we found out here, and then like put them in my bag to like let them steep or whatever they have to do?
There's a kit of alchemist supplies on the table in the big room.
Yeah,
I also-
if you're
I
go
would've left-
ahead
I
with
left
6
those there.
hours.
I have an
you-
herbalism kit. So
Yeah, your herbalism kit would be what was necessary. There's some stuff that's on that table that might help you too, but you could use the table as well. He's been mixing stuff over there before. You guys could
Okay.
kind of tell that before when you saw.
Well, so while everyone else is sleeping, it's just me and Halia are awake. I will quietly unlock and open the door and say, like, you wanted to see what was out here. I'm going to go use this alchemist table, and then I'm going to lock the door behind me and come out here to go there while she's doing whatever she's doing.
She'll follow you, and her basically her response is, she's like, well, she's like, I really just don't want to be in that room anymore. You can understand, I think.
Oh yeah, I do. So I will work
she-
on making healing potions.
So as you go over there and you can start doing it, say it takes you about an hour to get the potions going to the point where they need to sit before the next phase of what you do. Halia kind of comes out behind you, sees the head of the black spider, picks that up, just kind of takes it with her. She comes around for something to put it in. You see her kind of like going through some of the supplies in the corner. And this is she finds all their the goods. This is basically the food supplies and mining stuff that Gundren and Nundro and his brother would have been using to explore the mines. The black spider and then took it and taken.
With oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, with my passive perception, would I find anything at this table that they would have missed, or like as I'm like picking things up, using things?
As you're doing it, I mean, there were some things on the table. I don't know what Oz said he had left it behind, so I'm not sure exactly what he left there. But you can look. You can do a quick
Yeah.
during your time there, like in between mixing things, so you have to wait for portions to go before you grind up and put the next piece in. You could just investigate a bit. So when you want to roll an investigation, see what you see on the table.
Investigation. Oh, great. It's a 3. Oh well.
So 3. Okay,
Yeah.
but so you just if you spend time on it, and you can kind of assess. So the things you would see, Godwall. Did Godwall take the 3 vials that were there?
Were they empty?
There were
Yeah.
3. There were 3 vials. They were empty. Did you put them in your inventory? If you
Then I would
didn't,
not have
they're still
I
there.
didn't take those.
There were vials on the table. There were the vestments for the
Dumathoin.
for Dumathoin, the dwarven mining god. Did you take those?
Nope.
Vestments are still there in the pile next to the table. Oh, there's soap. You guys are filthy and you stink. Some of you are covered in blood. I think
I will.
Sparkle Gem is charred a little still. Maybe not fall in the water. Just a little cleaner.
I will take the soap and the vestments. And if you didn't take the vials, I will take those.
Sure.
And then
There's sealing wax and a signet ring of the Lord's Alliance.
I'll take those too.
A small knife. You picked up the scroll, I remember. There's rations and other food are over by the other things. There's a playing card set that was around.
I've got that. The spider had it on him.
There were 10 sheets of paper. Oz, did you pick those up? Sorry.
Not at the time.
Okay, so there's still like 10 blank sheets of paper, as well as Nesnar's notes.
Yeah, I'm gonna take all of that shit.
The book, the notes, or the book that I would have taken. Yes.
Okay, so then the notes aren't there. Those got picked up. There's still blank paper, ink, and an ink pen. There's the
Yeah.
hourglass. Did you pick up the hourglass?
Nope.
I'm
So
taking the
hourglass
hourglass.
There was those gemstones. I think you took those.
So hang on. I've got the 3 empty vials, signet ring. Oh, the vestments. Dumathoin.
Yeah.
Vestments. Soap. All right. I think that's probably. Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's everything that is then over there.
Okay. And then as lastly, I'm just gonna come look at this statue. And that'll be all I'm doing until everyone wakes up, I guess.
Okay. I mean, what you see in the statue is, well, actually, while you were doing that, Halia went through. She was looking around in the room. She kind of tried to. Actually, she looks over for you. She's like, "Did he leave any like jars or vials over there?"
There's 3 vials.
She's like, "Can I get one of those? I want to milk the poison out of these spiders."
Yeah. I will give her. I'll give her 2 of them.
She
So
takes them, and you see her. So while you were creating the potions, she goes to a couple of the spiders. She kind of messes up one of them. Goes to the second one, guys messes that up. Goes to a third one, and she's able to. She's able to then do what she meant to do. She found the poison sac and she squeezed it out carefully into them. She goes over to the doppelganger, and she actually looks on him. The doppelganger still has a wand on him, and you see her take his boots off as well. Kind of asks you about the snowman. What's going on here?
Funny thing. So we found the Forge of Spells. It apparently is not very predictable about what it enchants, and I've been told. I'm trying to think of how much. So I found this pipe that's been talking to me, and from what it's told me, and from what my party members have said, there seems to be some sort of necrotic aura that's corrupting its enchantment. Its ability to enchant things, and I kind of want to figure that out, but I mean, we'll see what we find on our way out of here. I understand that you guys probably don't want to stick around and explore.
She's like, no, I'd like to go home, but I also want as much information as I can gather. She's like, I could definitely tell you that the Black Spider did not get what he wanted here. She's like if they had figured out how to make the forge work, there would have been a lot more. There would have been a lot more people here. She put that together herself.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just kind of like looking up at the giant emeralds in the eyes of the statue. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way I could get those out.
Yeah, the statue's probably about like this room actually has a much taller ceiling than most. I think it was like 15 feet up, and the statue feels that it's about 10 feet up. You look on the statue and you think you could probably like climb it to get up there. And maybe look a little closer, but you could think you could climb on its body to find your way up there. These gemstones with this 10-foot statue probably look like they might be like 3 inches in diameter.
Like huge.
And they are, yeah, they're really big, and they are emeralds.
I'm gonna wait until Sparkle Gem wakes up before I do that. So I think that'll be everything that I do before I.
You see Halia kind of like kicks off the kicks off the like slips of cloth that had her for shoes, and she's pulling on the boots to squeeze her feet into them. And roll me a perception.
Perception. 19.
Did you guys really forget to loot the doppelganger before I passed out?
We haven't
Or
done.
after I passed out? Or have we not looted at all?
We haven't really looted at all. I mean, looted the black spider while we were still in battle, but
Yeah, definitely went through everything the Black Spider had.
we didn't really loot. Like right after I found Nundro, he had mentioned that his brother was kept in the other room, and then when I went in there, they were suffocating in snowmen, and so I ran in to save them and got knocked out. So,
But at this point, we could say you guys are awake now in the room. You guys can like, wake up and do your thing. But as you two are out there, if anyone attempted to try, as you guys wake up, you do notice that Taliesin and Halia are gone. P-Bear's like, "Hey, where's the lady? Oh, and
Spark-
Taliesin."
Sparkle Gem will put on like a slight smirk and look at Jork and be like, "Oh, looks like your girlfriend's already cheating on you."
I look back and I tell her, my fucking girlfriend was a doppelganger.
But Taliesin, with your perception check, you notice that as she was trying to put the boot, they actually looked like they were too small. But then something happened where she and fits her foot in, and it changed size to fit her.
did
She
the
does
boots
the same thing with the other one. It's like her foot really wouldn't fit in, but then somehow she's able to pull the boots on.
change size, or did she change size somehow?
Do you ask her that,
Yes.
or are you just trying to figure it out?
Well, I was trying to see if I noticed whether or not that was the case. I rolled a 19, so I don't know if I would see that.
She didn't really seem to change. The boot seems to be like
Okay,
then sort of fit on her.
that's kind of what I figured. I just wanted to clarify.
So now she's basically standing there. She's got a dagger tucked into her pants that don't even have a belt or anything, and she's holding a wand and the head of a black spider with his long white hair tied up into a knot and almost a handle that she can hold. And she's kind of looking around for like a jar or something. I think there was one. Did we leave the glass bottle? Nah, the bottle's not big enough.
I don't know if I have anything that she could put it in.
Dripping. She seems fine holding it. She's like, I think I want to spend a little bit of time with these things. I think your friends might be waking up. So glad to not be in that room, though. Do you want to ask them to come in here?
Yeah.
And then she goes and starts working on breaking down some of the barrels that are there. She's just kicking them apart and dragging firewood over here to get these.
The fire going.
Yeah, the coals that are out. She's just trying to.
Oh, wait.
Yep.
I just thought about the fact.
What?
I thought about the fact that I locked the door behind me, so none of you can leave that room.
I was waiting for somebody to wake
Yeah.
up and try to get the door. I told you guys you were awake.
Yeah, I'll come back and unlock the door and be like, "Hey, you guys up yet? Somebody, Sparkle Gem, come look at this statue with me real quick, please."
Taliesin unlocks the door that you guys didn't realize is locked. Maybe you notice now that the door, as he you hear the lock go, and then as it opens, and you realize you were locked in.
It was for your own good. I didn't know if anything was going to come that way.
Gundren and Nundro are passed out.
You're muted.
I was
there you
gonna
go.
say Sparkle Gem probably would just assume you're going to lock her in a room. Like it's probably the best interest for everybody involved.
Also, I forgot to mention this. In the room where Halia, the spiders were, there are interrogation tools. So if someone's still in that room, you're able to.
I feel like that would be a jerk thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna take those interrogation tools.
Okay, I think that should be able to go on your sheet, actually.
But I want to ask Sparkle Gem. You see those eyes? Those big gemstones. I feel like we could get those, but can you can you check this thing? Is this, if I climb up there and pull those out, is this thing going to like hurt me? I don't know. Is there any sort of magic on this?
You can do an
I
Arcana
mean,
check.
yeah,
Sparkle
do
Gem.
an Arcana check, find out. I would say I can't tell until I roll the dice what I know.
Yeah, I know.
I can't find interrogation tools. I've got.
I would assume
No, I'm sorry,
it's
they're not there. I
not
apologize.
magical,
That's
and
fine.
we'd be able to get it out.
Halia hears you and looks over. Someone, why don't you two in the room roll me a religion check?
Me and Sparkle Gem?
Sparkle Gem. Yeah, Taliesin and Sparkle Gem.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't want to like deface this thing and it get and like something bad happen. God damn, 9.
All right. Well, I mean, so you guys kind of think, well, Dumathoin was a good deity. Like that's what Godwald told us. I don't notice anything magical about them. Kind of looking up at them, big shiny emeralds.
How about this? Put me on your shoulders and we find out.
Halia's like, I don't know if
Halia-
those are magical, but these boots were.
Before we do that, I'm gonna go back to this room. Godwald, can you untie our prisoner and then
Sure.
Disconnect him from the brazier.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
No.
uncuff the guy, are you?
Well, uncuff his feet so he can walk, but
Yeah.
yeah. Gundren, Nundra, what do you know of the statue in here?
They're passed out. You're gonna have to push them awake. But
Oh,
if you go in the room and you, hey, wake up.
yeah, just shake them violently. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that.
They're just like, huh? What? What? Oh, like this is the first night that they've gotten 8 hours of rest with food. So they're
And not the
pretty
spiders.
right, and they're pretty happy. So they're what's up? What do we know about this god? This is Dumathoin. Don't you know anything about Dumathoin? It's like the dwarven god of mining. Like he's, and they kind of go on with all the information that Godwald's told you.
Yeah. If I take the gems out of its eyes, is that gonna be bad?
Why would you desecrate our altar to our god?
That's
They're
why I
kind of,
asked
they're kind
first.
of taken aback, like.
Well,
Well,
that's
then
what.
it's like
That's why I asked.
I'm sure any deity who has their altar desecrated would be very upset with you.
Okay.
Why would you do that to our god? And
I
they're
didn't
kind of,
do it.
like looking at each other incredulously, and then at you, like.
I didn't do it. I wanted to ask first. I didn't know. I don't know. I just, I'm from the woods, man.
Well, they're like, well, maybe you should be a little more sensitive about other people's religions.
Yeah, and just like walk
There.
out.
Of all the people that you would ask, they would be the ones that are like, don't do that.
Oh, I know.
That's what they say. They're like, don't do that.
I don't want some god like being pissed at me and fucking smiting me.
They do stand and they see the one set of leather armor next to them. Like, and they, with him out of the room, they look at Godwald, and Gundren is like, I really appreciate this. And he starts putting on, it's like, but do you guys have anything we can defend ourselves with? Like at least like a knife, maybe a short sword, like something you're not using constantly. Might not be the best, but I'd feel a lot safer with a weapon.
I'll give him my dagger.
Which one?
The regular dagger.
Gundren's like putting.
I'll give him the dagger and the black spider shield.
Where are you? You're in the other room.
No, I'm not. I'm right here.
Yeah, they're inside. They're in here though.
Oh, I am in the other room. Oh. Fine, I'll go back in. And I'll
We can't see him because he's sneaky.
Oh, you could hear him talking. He could probably have heard them discussing. Maybe tough over the sound of the waves. But let's say you come back in the room. You toss them a dagger.
Yeah, dagger and the shield the black spider's shield.
All right, so you give them both of those things. Gundren takes the shield. Nundro takes the dagger, and he's wearing the leather armor. That just mark that down to 0 on your sheets, or if you had more than I think Taliesin had more than one set of leather armor on him. But mark that dagger off.
I'm just kind of standing in the room waiting for people smoking my pipe, and yeah, I gave them both. I had 2 sets of leather armor, and I gave both of them to them. I gave one to Halia and one to them. I want to ask Halia. What the fuck? I'm not one to fight with metal, but are you any good? I have this, and pull out my bow staff. And are you any good with the staff? I mean, this one is more for like bludgeoning people with.
Sorry, hold on a second. I'm responding to Whisper real quick.
I don't know what class she is, so.
Oh, you're offering something to Halia. She's taking Godwald's dagger, not giving it back yet.
She's scary.
Which dagger did she take? Which dagger was out and available for you to pull easily?
The not magic one.
Okay, so you got the other one in the bag?
Yes, I have not tried to use that, and after seeing the snowmen, I am further dissuaded from using it.
Actually, I think it worked out for you guys' favor.
My plan at this point is to go try and forge it a second time, and a third, until there's nothing left or it does something useful.
I feel like the snowmen kind of really turned the tide on him being able to get away or not.
Yeah, I think that actually worked out pretty well for you guys. It sort of like robbed everybody of a turn or an action, and happening on Nezinar's turn was pretty lucky. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I asked her if she's any good with a bow staff. I can give her that. Or I guess it's a quarter staff. It's just like a wooden staff to hit people with.
She's like, I can use this. She takes it. She's like, but honestly, does anyone have a belt or a sheath that I can hold my pants up? And
we've had bad experiences with belts.
I think Jerk is covered in extra belts at this point from taking them off of people. You are? Okay, one of the rogues been taking belts and things.
I'm going to kind of look at Holly and go, yeah, I may have a belt, but you said something about magical boots.
Welcome to Cragmaw Fashion Swap.
All right, hold on.
It's time to haggle with the person who haggles for their job.
All right. She's asking for a belt. She's asking for a belt here, and she's like, "What? So then, what did you say to her?" I'm sorry, I was typing. I apologize.
I said, "Yeah, I may have a belt, but you said something about magical boots."
Did she say that out
loud? You weren't in the room, Sparkle Gem, but she did say it to Taliesin.
I was. No, I've been standing by the statue this entire time.
That's fine. She's basically like, yeah, I could tell there was something special about these boots that the doppelganger was wearing, before now and now. It's like he was also carrying this wand. Kind of surprised you guys didn't take these things off their bodies once the room went.
I was more concerned about you guys not suffocating in a snowman.
She turns around, she's like, I appreciate that. You're a good guy. Winks at you.
Oh.
Sure, Carly just winked at
He's gonna pretend like he didn't see that.
I don't know. Jerk's playing with a snowman right now, from what I can tell.
I audibly just say, it's all good. And I just put my head down. Sad. Sad Hulk is sad.
Oh no, Jerk's heart is broken because his night with Halia wasn't real.
She notices that you are sad, and she's like, "I know you helped. I know you helped too, buddy."
And then I tell her about the date. I'm like, we went on
You
a
what?
date.
You
And
really?
It wasn't
Go over
you.
and tell her. Go
Yeah.
move your character next to her and tell her.
All right. So I go tell her all about it. But like, you gave us all this information about the cave and a couple other things that you wanted us to do and the Zen wanted us to do, and none of it was real. Sad Hulk is sad.
Sad. So she basically just kind of listens to your story, and he's just like, "Oh, so that's how you." She's like, "So that's how you learned about our saying." She's like, I was waiting to, I was waiting for you to prove yourself before I shared that information with you. But I can tell you at this point, you've definitely proven yourself to me.
Well, I'm gonna prove it
It's like
again because
the Zentrim's glad to have
I'm
a
gonna
member like.
I'm gonna put a knife in that doppelganger's eye for you too. I'm very
She's like,
upset.
and she looks at you, she's like, it might be time for you to get a tattoo.
Just
And
don't use this dagger because because we forged it.
all right, so Talison's given her a staff. She's tucked the dagger into her pocket, which seems to be kind of like poking out, and she's holding the wand. That's the boots on. She hears your story, and kind of like,
How about this?
like doppelgangers make such incredible spies. She's like, I wish there was some way we could get them on our side, but they always seem to follow these deities like Lulth. And she kind of points around to those different spiders. She's like, the Spider Queen.
Well, the one did. I mean, I'm kind of thinking some stuff over as she's saying this, but then I want to look kind of over her shoulder to Sparkle Gem and be like, and then look to her and say, how about this? You don't seem like you're much of a caster. Give her the wand for the belt. Is that a fair trade? I feel like you need some shoes. You don't have any shoes.
She looks around and she's like, I think I'm going to protect myself in any way that I can. I'm out of here. Start talking about trades and other things. We can do it later. But for now, why don't we focus on getting out of this hellhole?
Okay. I just was trying to get you a belt.
She threw the dagger in her pocket. Like I said, it's kind of poking through. She's all right.
All right. Well, I would say let's head out of here. I did whisper you again.
So while all this is going on,
Mm-hmm.
because whenever I try and leave this room, these guys either start crying or hugging each other again.
Yeah, so you being in the room with P Bear and the rest of them and Iarno,
Like-
you guys want to just kind of exit the room. P
They just
Bear
keep-
will grab the rope that's got Iarno tied up to him, and he'll, tells you, he's like, "Oh, I'll escort him for now. Don't worry. We'll make sure he comes to justice for the Lord's Alliance." And so,
We should
points at his
probably
armor.
probably go back the way we came so we don't deal with that fireball skull.
So you're saying we should go back up the cliff,
Oh.
over the ravine, and through the fungus.
Yes.
Well, what we
to avoid
should
fireballs,
do-
yes.
What we should
Well-
do is I have a plan where we could get a jump on that fireball. I've been thinking about this ever since we entered the cave. And
There
he may
are-
be the source of the necrotic aura based upon the dead version of it that I found in the mailroom way back when. Yesterday.
I'll go wherever you guys go. Doesn't matter to me.
So what I'm thinking is if we get rid of that floating skull, we'll restore the mana or the aura to this cavern.
Can I try to Would I be able to discern based on my knowledge of? I mean, I know that I'm like a nature magic person, but would I be able to discern based on my knowledge of magic whether or not that thing would still even be there? Since I'm assuming it was summoned as some sort of guardian by the black spider.
It's not summoned by the black spider. I could tell you that right now.
Yeah, as you guys discussed
I'm
that.
not even like metagaming. It's just like with the clues and the pieces that he's given us in the story and the way the monster spawn is, you could like the monsters we face, those mushrooms, that side of the cave is untamed. And I truly believe that the floating skull is tied more so to the like the caverns versus the workshop.
All right. I'm gonna whisper to people now. My God, you guys are like making this chat busy, and I love it. But also, I'm sorry, it's boring for everyone. It's not in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I apologize.
But so here comes the question. On the way out, do we just want to so happen to fix the forge? And then afterwards, everybody pays us 10% of profits as a thank you for fixing the error to begin with.
Yeah, all right. So at this point, with the prisoner and everybody else, Godwald, Pubert, you guys could exit out the room and come with them. And Jerk, you found some interrogation tools, which are definitely going to help with any intimidation rules when interrogating prisoners. You guys can come back out here amongst the bodies. Gundren and Nundro following Pubert as he drags the Arno along.
So I would like to, I guess, just kind of, these doors are open now, right? Yep.
Those ones to the south, yes.
Can I come out to the end of this hall and just kind of like, I want to like stealth up and then like kind of just like take a look around, see if I can hear or see anything.
All right, and then roll me stealth.
Mm-mm. It's one natural 20. Unnatural.
All right, yeah. As you quietly enter in the hallway, you see the. Oh no, shit.
That's the trapped hallway, right?
Yes.
Is, and the half ogre, as he passed over, it did trigger the trap. And actually, you guys, if you kind of search around the room, you may have found the in the room that there is like a trigger for this trap to reset it in that room. But what you do see is it actually is now currently open. Oh, come on. Where's my... Oh. I'm slow. It is open again from when the half ogre walked over. He was able to just step over it as it opened, though. So that trap door is open. There is a switch somewhere in the room that closes it again. Roll me perception.
Mm-mm.
And Godwald, I'm sorry, I'm done with typing for a second at least. If you were to
12.
ask the book what it knows about the mine, it is actually able to provide you with a map.
Because I didn't the only name I've heard for this mine is the Lost Mine. I wouldn't have known what it was called until I looked up the statue, and they would say, "This is the statue that's posted in mine such and such."
Wave Echo Cave, right? So
they just always called it that. Okay.
Wave Echo Cave has always been the name of the mine. But as you look through the book, it is actually able to show you the parts of the cave that you have been through. So once you guys picked up the book, it started making a map.
Oh, neat.
And following as you went through and recording what is essentially the history of the cave. Now, if I remember correctly, you picked that up out of here. You've been in several rooms. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal some map stuff for you guys so that we could take a quick look through here. And then after you picked up that book and you attuned to it down here, you went through this room, the book is able to basically bring up the map so you have a general idea of what this section was. It has been recording history as you've been navigating through it.
That's sweet.
Ah,
So you guys are able to, Godwall's able to share with you guys, hey guys, I've been looking at this book and it's writing itself. You can show you this bit of the map. All right, and then what was the other question? I'm sorry, because I know I got a bunch of stuff going on.
that's all from me, I think.
I don't even remember at this point.
7.
Okay. Yeah, you're kind of able to get through here and see these portions.
Mm,
So
That's
yeah,
that's at least 8 bugbears.
well, there was, I think, a section over here too, right?
Well, okay, so
a little bit. Yep. Places the book is seen.
Yeah.
Huh.
The book is experienced. It doesn't know the places that it hasn't been.
So I kind of want to yell back to everyone and just be like, we can make our way back out this way. Can I say what I know based on what happened in the other room that probably don't want to touch this guy?
Did you go out there and pick up? Did you roll me that perception? That 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. You now, having seen and been attacked by a swarm of spiders, you do recognize what a spider's egg sac looks like.
Would you like to set it on fire?
And with your passive insight, you'd even probably be able to tell you, like, you know what? If I touch that webbing, it's probably gonna stir these things.
Yeah. So I'll kind of say back to everyone, like, I think we can make our way out here as long, as long as we're being careful and watching our step. There is a large spider egg sac, like the one in the other room that attacked me. Do not touch the webbing. There is enough room to get around. There's the trap out here. We can get around.
upon
Okay.
yeah.
So what do you guys think about doing? What is the general thoughts of everybody here in the room? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go?
I'm assuming that there's probably a way back towards the entrance of the cave if we go through these halls. As long as we are not just rushing in and being careful, then we should be able to make it through, or at least not just run into traps and stuff.
And like I said, my theory is the floating skull could be part of the necrotic aura that's going on throughout the cavern. And if we get rid of him, we might be able to fix the forge.
Well,
So do we
we gotta
want to do that on the way out?
we'll have to go find him first.
So Gundren and Nundro are basically like, look, I think we can get the forge. We can worry about getting the forge working and getting you guys your your money, definitely to reward you for rescuing us. We can worry about getting people here later. Um, it's like, but I think our how I don't even know how long we've been here, but our imprisonment, we would really like to see the exit to this place.
Hmm. Let's see.
Well, first things first, I'd like to go pick up my crossbow back towards the ravine and my grappling hook and my rope, guys. Like,
What does that roll for?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Hashtag ignore this.
Oh, I didn't read that.
so yeah.
So, do you just want to run over there and run back here, like right now on your own initiative?
I mean, yeah, I'll just run over I'll just tell you guys, like, hey, I'm gonna go at least grab my crossbow real quick while we figure out what we're doing for our exit path wise.
Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna get your rope.
I'll figure that out too, along with my grappling hook. If nothing else, I think I have extra back on the cart.
Um,
As you go out over there past the bugbear bodies and everything else, you find your crossbow still jammed, but it's there. You could spend a little bit of time to unjam it. It's not in combat, so it's not a big deal. There is someone's grappling hook.
My grappling hook and rope, I think.
Right, someone's grappling hook and rope that extends up. Remember, this side of the cave is 10 feet down from the other side, and then
Oh
there's a
no,
10-foot drop from where you're at too. So
that's jerks. My hook and my rope is wrapped around the spike pole thing, so I was going to try and get that off that with my crossbow.
oh yeah, didn't we use
We
that
used-
to pull it down?
Yep.
Maybe we should go see the guy at the forge. See if he's still there or if he was summoned by.
So,
He was summoned by the
Oh, he
Wraith
was summoned
dude.
by the Wraith, yeah.
600 years ago or more,
Alright, we can always come back.
he'll be here probably.
Alright, well, I'll follow you guys, whatever you want to do.
Is Sparkle Gem coming back?
Yeah, I was updating my character sheet because I took my crossbow off, so I wouldn't accidentally use it because it wasn't in my inventory either.
Well, I guess if Pubert is kind of escorting Ayarno and the two dwarf boys, I'll be like, Halia, come with us. Might need you up front here, and just have her. She seems like a capable fighter. And
she's looking around the table, like kind of sifting through the things, and she kind of looks up to you guys. She goes, did he leave any correspondence or any notes or anything on here that might indicate more about what he was doing? And
we
you can
have
tell she's kind of looking for more information.
that. Godwald has it.
It's not for your hands. Don't worry about it.
Well, we couldn't read it.
I love that Sparkle Gem saves people, like is involved in saving these people, but she's still mean to them.
Let's just get out of here, okay?
Yeah, we can talk about this later.
Say
Let's
stuff.
just get out of here. Let's get back in town.
Full confession,
And she's
Sparkle
kinda like-
Gem has a syndrome where she thinks she's smarter than most people.
That's actually very common.
She's kind of looking around, like searching the table. She wants to make sure. She's like, if there's anything I can glean or use here, I got to make sure that I'm not missing something. And she just goes through the stuff in the table one more time, just kind of look for anything. And she's like, I think most of it's been taken. You guys didn't find anything?
Nothing that
found
concerns you.
Nothing worth mentioning.
We found some letters and some notes, but we should probably get out of here and you can read them once we are safely out of the cave.
Yeah, she rolls a nat 20 on her insight of Sparkle Gem and immediately is like, that's not true. Like, you found something that concerns me. But yeah, okay. She's like, all right. She's like, well, if you guys found everything, then that's enough for me. We can talk about it later. Just wanted to make sure that we didn't miss anything.
I also would have taken the potions,
What's her
put them back
insight
in my
now?
bag to like wait. I think they need like a day to steep or something before they actually or anything. It
Yep.
takes a couple.
And we need a little bit of time.
Yeah. So
Oh, you would know. Yeah, it's gonna be like 8 hours.
okay. So yeah, I want to kind of. I don't know if I can continue to use that stealth roll that I rolled to like sneak up and kind of like look down this way.
Yep, absolutely. As you guys are going through here, with the thing ahead. Let's see. Areas.
Can we have Pew Bear keep Yarn just drag Yarno
There.
along?
Yeah,
Good.
can
That
I?
was the plan.
You know,
I'll
what's your
keep track of it if
what's
you give me control of the Yarno chip.
what's your? I was gonna say, what's your marching order? And yeah, I can give you.
I think I'll be
So-
in front.
so
I would like to use my passive passive perception to try and like just watch for traps as I'm going through. Since we know obviously there's fucking spike traps.
Okay, yeah, right. Seem to be mostly protecting this room as you went through, but as you go down the hallway, is a flight of stairs that go 10 feet down.
Are these three following us, or
Gundren, Nundro, Halia. Halia is taking up the middle. The Rock Seeker brothers are definitely at the end. Halia has taken your quarterstaff and she has tied the long hair of the black spider around into a knot, and his head is now hanging from her staff.
That's
All right.
kind of weird.
I'm gonna
Like,
steal that staff.
Somebody, she wants the head.
I mean, I've never met this person. I don't think any of us have. So I
Halia,
don't
you
know
guys
if
have met
this
her.
is
Yeah,
normal.
we've
Yeah.
met her.
Yeah.
Wasn't
She's
she
the
like?
first guild leader.
Yeah, but wasn't that the not her?
Not initially.
Are
that
you
was
sure?
when we came back after being
Are
in
you
another
sure?
universe for 3 years. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Um
All right, I'm
So-
gonna go get the kid to bed.
You could ask her.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
9?
You could use your words.
I mean,
yeah.
I can't think of anything
I'll
better
be
to say
back
besides
then.
"Are you okay?" and they'll get me slapped.
I'm busy scouting ahead. So if you guys want to
And I have enough wisdom to know that what happened to you is not a question that I should ask either.
you could ask her like
That's smart.
you could ask her like when were you first taken? Like when like we're trying to like say like you're trying to discern whether or not the first time you guys met, if it was her, if it was the doppelganger. You're like trying to. It's like not.
That's it. It's like she's doing this. Yeah, let's see. A tactful enough question. I think it'd be like, how long? They don't know that either. Like, so, when was it that you were taken?
She's like I've been in here so long, I'm not exactly sure what year it is. She's like, when is it? She's like, it feels like it's been 10 years, but I know it's probably been more like 4. I'm not sure. When is it?
I
I don't know.
Well, she could tell you the
don't think
date.
I should answer that.
She could tell you the date that it was
Mhm.
roughly in. She's keen memory. So she's able to recite to you to the date, and you guys with your just knowledge of what day of the year it is,
Yeah.
know that she reports that it was after you guys came back with Gundren and the cave, and as you went off to go handle other things, Gundren off after you disappeared. Once Gundren came back, she was captured. She thought it was Gundren initially, and it ended up being a doppelganger that captured her. And then there was a second doppelganger that was there that took her appearance. They then brought her here.
And
they
I'd like
used-
to roll. I'd like to roll insight on the veracity of that story
Go for it.
because it's been a weird day.
And she said,
And that's a low roll.
13 seems to be telling the truth. She doesn't seem like she really has anything to. She's not acting like she has anything to hide.
When
And
I'm looking,
especially regarding like when she was taken. She's asking you like when it is, and now that she's put it together, like what the day of the day of the year it is and what year she puts together. She's like, it's been 2.5 years. She's like, it felt like forever. She's like, I can't
What?
believe it.
Like, whoa. Okay.
can
But
I?
yeah, she seems pretty trustworthy. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I was just gonna ask, can I? Also, with looking in this room, can I just like try to listen and hear if I hear anything?
Yeah, roll perception. And I think Jerk went out to, or Chris went out to take that break and put the kid to bed. Do we want a cigarette break and the like? Did CJ go out with that?
I don't know. 15.
15. You hear the sound of water. It's not like the rushing, crashing waves off in the distance. It's more like kind of bubbling over. This is much more, instead of like a drop into the water itself is kind of like coming up the edge. This is a more natural wave cavern.
Okay.
Angle, you could see a couple other little things, but what's your
I can see
dark
60
like
feet in the
60
dark.
feet?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you're able to see like a barrel sitting down by the water, and
And then, since everyone's still
the
gone,
water is just kind of blah, blah, blah. Yeah, do you want to just take the break till they get back? And then we'll
uh,
continue moving through here, or I mean, you could do it now. I don't care.
I was
Grab
just,
a beer.
I just wanted to listen in this door and see if I can hear anything. Is this door?
Yeah.
There's a door here, right?
Same with your perception roll. Yeah, that is a door still. Actually, that is a busted door. It's on the ground there. So I'm sorry, you are able to see into that room.
Okay.
Stepping over the door.
So, did
This is-
anybody ask Halia if she was the doppelganger?
I
Yes.
asked, and with an insight of 13, she doesn't seem to be.
Okay.
You're able to, when you see into this room, bed rolls, some really old beds. You kind of see it from the corners that you're in. It looks pretty slovenly. There's just like dirt and kind of a little bit of shit everywhere, all around. You kind of get the idea that men who live like monsters lived in this place.
Hmm.
And you've counted the beds: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're like, that makes some sense.
Probably the bugbears.
Yep, probably be a good guess. Let me grab a beer. I'll be right back.
Would you like to step
I
into
gotta
the
take the
room?
meds too.
I was gonna check it out.
There are 8 visible bugbear corpses on the map. I think
Yeah, I'm
we've
assuming
encountered
there's.
others.
I think there was one in a that didn't see Sparkle Gem or something. How did I have this turn order thing turned on? And
I didn't do that.
I'm trying to figure out where that came from.
I had it show up on mine too. If you double click it, it'll go intangible. You
Hide.
can move it.
Yeah. Intangible. Can I like step forward into this room quietly and take a look around and like
Yeah, absolutely.
see if there's anything of worth in here, or
As you poke in, you see a table that's been like kind of propped up on its side, and it's facing off in the direction that you guys would have, especially with your map now, recognizes where the smelting room was. Looks like maybe a couple of the creatures that were in here were preparing for something to come through that other door and use the table for cover.
I see.
But other than that, there's just a bunch of junk. like a couple, like maybe a bugbear left like their dagger behind. There's just some of their like knickknacks and goods. Um, Most of the stuff would have been on their bodies because they don't carry much more than they have.
Okay.
Roll me a quick intelligence check if you're looking in this room to remember something. See if you remember.
Intelligence. Ugh, 9.
You feel like you should remember something about this room, but you can't quite remember what.
Oh, what's going on?
I'm not sure. There's something about this room. I feel like
Hmm.
I feel like something with everything that's happened. My mind is kind of all over the
Is it-
place. But there was something about this room.
Is it something I can remember?
Jerk, is they're talking about a quick intelligence check. No, is he gone?
No, he's here. Oh, nice. It's better than mine.
Jerk, you remember now the kind of orientation, despite everything, that you've checked the other side of this door. And you remember thinking it was trapped.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Jerk remembers that.
I say, hold on, guys.
No, I was there.
That door is trapped on the other side.
And with a couple, if you guys were to walk in and investigate, you'd actually see the rope trigger that was attached to the door handle, and a couple of those little spiked numbers.
Can I go disable it?
Yeah, you can attempt to.
Okay, I'm gonna go attempt to disable the trap.
Do an investigation check to see if you can figure out how it works and disable it.
I'm gonna sneak down here and look around. Nice.
Yeah, you're able to find the mechanism. It actually surprisingly involved a couple springs. So you're able to grab a few springs and a bunch of caltrips. I was gonna say they're like large spiky caltrips that were going
D4s.
to go flying towards the door, but you're able to disable the mechanism, let the spring off really loose, so it slowly just enables the springs kind of like fall from underneath the bed, and there's a bunch of wire, 2 springs, and caltrops
Cool.
with little like cups that had been there. Like somebody was pretty decent at trap making actually, and you
Okay, I just
feel like,
tell the guys. I'm like, all right, we're good. Advancing.
Okay.
you've also figured it out too, so you could probably set this trap up on a door.
Nice. Ooh, yeah. Mark
So
that down. That you know how to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
remind me.
Are
really
you
high
taking
roll.
the stuff?
Yeah, I'll take the stuff. I have caltrips, so just add another thing of caltrips. And
Yeah, add some more. Like they're kind of like cups full. They're gonna go fling themselves at the person and scatter all over the floor. Plus a little bit of some wire, probably 15, 20 feet. And you could take the cups that they had if you wanted.
Okay, now
Okay.
I'm fully back.
All right.
I did sneak down here to try to look around. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know if you did that.
Yep. As you come into the room, there's a couple barrels. Looks like they're. If you move in and you investigate them, they're empty. One of them's busted.
Why can't I not hear?
Test,
Can you hear me?
test.
Test. Can you hear me?
Hold up 3 fingers if you can hear me.
Oh,
There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Like my headset just like messed up again.
2 plus 2.
Fish
7.
5.
I'm glad you're our DM.
So I told you I'm bad at math.
in our favor.
Right. Yeah. This door is non-existent. It is those scraps that are laying on the ground that you guys are over top of. So just to throw that out there.
Sure.
Yeah. There is a pool of water. Seems to be actually. I could probably go back to like reading what things happen in rooms now because you guys are experiencing new rooms. And I could read you little bits
Taliesin,
of box text.
Mm-hmm.
I will say be careful going that way because the baby dragon's that way.
I'm stealthed and I rolled like an unnatural 20. So
I mean,
Uh,
that's fine. I'm just saying though, like, watch out for baby dragons.
Some creatures have advantage on perception to find things with certain senses.
So as you guys come this way, and the rest of the gang is with you, actually, as you're like, "Hey, remember that baby dragon was over here?" Arno kind of like chuckles to himself. He's like, "Ha, you mean, you mean Nesnar's pet? Yeah, yeah. He, I don't know how he got that thing from the depths of Mezzo Bizarran, or however you pronounce it. I don't know how he got that thing from the depths of that place to here, but he brought it to protect him from, some of the monsters. I should probably tell you guys that there's a creature that lurks in the maze to the south.
Are you talking
Hmm.
about the floaty skull?
Oh, you mean the flame skull? No, this thing is. Well, I'll be honest with you. We actually haven't seen it. We've only seen what it leaves behind whenever we leave a straggler behind. A couple of the bugbears died to it, and it's left behind their bones cleaned as if they were the marrow sucked out, just white as if they were bleached.
Hmm.
It doesn't seem to attack anyone who sticks in groups, though, so I recommend we stick together as we
Can I
go
make
through
a
this area.
general intelligence check to see if I know what type of creature would do that?
Same.
Yeah, sure.
Does any specialized knowledge help?
Let me take a quick look. It might. This could be nature or intelligence.
Oh, I didn't roll it with advantage. I didn't mean to keep advantage. Damn it.
Then we'll use the first roll.
Which is the better of the two anyways. That would be 15. I clicked the wrong micro tab.
All right. Yeah, you guys have seen something in the past that has eaten flesh and left bone behind. Um,
Nothing.
so you think in the family of oozes,
Oh,
like
Hmm.
something
I remember
like
that.
that. Something like that could do this. Maybe not that specifically, but in that realm, might strip the flesh off of something.
Oh.
Does a
man.
17 help?
Well, see, I didn't even try to remember, so I can't say anything.
Oh, the 17. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how I didn't see that in a second ago.
We rolled at the same time and the 15 showed up. So
From that information, that's probably what you can glean from what he
Sure.
said.
Okay, it's just that
He
it's a general
describes what it leaves
ooze
behind.
family creature.
It's probably there. But
Not
you
more
also,
so deep or
yeah,
yeah.
and I don't know, but like he said,
Dark.
it never seemed to attack anything, in groups. It always seemed to try and get a straggler.
Okay. General perception of this room to see if there's anything worth taking.
I already did that. There wasn't.
Did
Yeah.
wow,
So
there's
do
a
we
whole
want to go?
Seen it.
Do we want to try and get past what we believe are the giant lizards, or do we want to try and work our way through the cave or the maze? Because the maze might be the quickest way.
I'd like to see I'd like to take a few more steps along this suspicious riverbank and see what the rest of this room is like. Does it
Give
just
me
end, or-
give me 1 second. I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace on the whole party, the whole group.
does it
Can
affect?
you do that for everybody?
Yeah, anyone within 30 feet of me.
There's, I think it's like a limit of 5 or something on that. I could be wrong, but
A veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection for a duration. Each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you.
Huh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's for an hour.
Yeah. All right.
So I will cast that.
So
And
All
everyone-
right. Well,
stealth checks
then-
plus 10.
yep. Stealth checks plus 10. I'll roll them for the.
16. I am so sneaky, guys.
I'll re-roll mine since I'm casting that now. That's a 23. Nice.
that is fine.
20.
I rolled a
Nice.
2.
I'm better at sneaking than rogues.
I still got a
One rogue.
20.
Both rogues.
And then I don't know what P-Bear would have to roll.
Oh yeah. Somebody.
I can
roll
handle it.
yours. I just did all the other NPCs.
I'll just roll a d20 real quick for you.
He's at a -1, so that's a +9. So that's
A 13.
bad, but he thinks he's good.
He's optimistic about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you can actually see anything. Godwald.
Yeah, what's the light situation like for the humanoids?
I'll create
Well,
produce flame.
Oh yeah, Taliesin, you no longer have 4 glowing motes of light around you.
Oh yeah.
After
Oh
8
yeah.
hours.
We were sleeping when those were going off. My arms are still invisible though.
Mm-hmm. They definitely are.
I'll conjure a produce flame, so
Even
that
after
can
after
see.
a long rest, your arms are still invisible. It seems really odd to like look down to your wrist and see just like almost like a line kind of cut where you could see like the bone, the veins, like the muscle tissue. It's very strange, very odd, almost fascinating to look at. What? You're
Yeah.
there. You're there.
I think he's just trying to like not think about it. I can still feel my arms.
Yep.
Phantom limb shit. But yeah, no, I'm casting produce flame and holding it in my hand so that Godwald can see.
All right. So you guys it casts its dim light. I know the produce flame is small; it doesn't cast it very far out,
It
but
goes like 20 feet, 10 feet of regular light, and then 10 feet of dim light.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will.
Kind of generically able to see inside.
I'll move up.
Halia looks there to P-Bear. She's like, "Do you have a torch? We could use some light."
P-Bear
It's
loves
like,
torches.
I do.
P-Bear
And
has more torches.
He takes a torch out and he lights it in the tinderbox and he kind of offers it over to her and she's like, "Thanks," and she jams it in the mouth of the black spider's head that's tied to her staff. She holds it up.
What?
This works.
I So it's not the lit end, right? Just
No. It's
okay.
sticking out of its mouth and she's hanging on there.
I
She uses some of the hair to tie it in.
okay.
He had really long hair. I don't know if you guys remember his picture.
Yeah.
She's been using it like string.
She has like a flaming pole arm now.
At the very least, a light on a staff on the end of a stick.
But yeah, so I'm checking out down here.
And I'm making sure he's not alone.
But everyone needs to go with me in order to get this bonus.
So everybody continues on with you. quietly, or at least these characters do. Did I move anybody by accident? I think I moved all the right people.
Nah, I think you got it.
You guys have left the room behind. Godwald is your. If you ever take a look back in the book, the map is continuing to grow. So I'm going to
Mhm.
leave this open for you.
Uh,
Do we see anything? Nothing.
As you're looking down here,
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
there anything
yeah.
in the broken barrel?
nope. The barrels are actually empty. You can
Weird.
investigate to see what's going on, but yeah, no, it looks like they were used for something.
That's an unsettling way of phrasing it.
What's that big
I'm
circle?
not sure. I mean, it wasn't used to store anything, but there are a couple barrels here. One was busted out and broken. It's a big circle. Oh, is that
Like,
on the
does that?
hatch?
Yes, that does that represent anything?
Wait, you can see that?
With
Yes.
the
I
big
can-
red circle, yes.
This is visible to us.
It's on the
So-
map.
Yeah.
And that moved the map,
Yeah, that's why I
and the
made
map
that
is back.
stupid noise.
And okay, okay,
I'll
forget we said that.
I'll just step out of game really fast. Had you guys come here a few years ago, you might have found something in there, but the black spider and his divinations have already found it, so there's nothing down there. So,
Oh.
FYI. So that circle is nothing. Yeah, as you guys continue down, you continue to see a path that
I follow Taliesin.
opens up, goes a little farther down. This cave seems to be like it has been carved out naturally by
zoom-
water. You can see
I
the
zoom
ground though
way
has
out.
been used with tools to carve this out. So you're getting into an area that's been worked with tools as you approach.
I'm gonna keep moving forward.
I
I'm
estimate
still
we are this far away from where we want to be.
I'm still checking to
Yeah,
make
I'm
sure
getting
that we're
that.
not like walking into traps or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, as you continue on, you don't notice anything of that nature.
Okay.
Nothing really seems to stand out. But let me give a quick read to what you see. I can tell you about the other cave too, the one that you entered. 10 and 2.
Sure, as we lit it up.
With the dark pool, it was just a pool that fills the cavern. The water itself is dark and reveals very little of what lies inside. The shore of the pool is very thin layer. You actually see like broken shells and things. So this is a very naturally occurring cavern. You can see like the fossils of shells and mussels. You can even smell like a fishy odor in the air. But as you guys exit that room, you start coming along to some tunnels that seem to be carved out from the mine. If you're looking a little farther down, you're starting to see intersecting passages as you approach. See a little farther down. Sparkle gem up at the front. You do notice skeletons that are down there.
Flashbacks.
Brothers come. Two bears bringing up the rear and kicking him behind, and Halia is right in the middle of you guys.
Okay. I will move up here and peek around this corner.
Yeah, as you continue going, you're seeing a turn on a pathway that goes that direction. I'm not gonna bother typing it at this point. Taliesin, you hear the whisper in your head, like, I can tell you, I know it. I know exactly where to go. This looks the same.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll whisper back and be like, "Yeah. What do you know? How do we get out of here? What do you know?"
It's like, all right, so I think we're gonna, if we keep heading south, you're gonna take let's see, you're gonna take a left, and then you're gonna take a right. Then there'll be one more left. You'll ignore one, two, I can't think of three. 4, 5, 6 passageways, and then take another right.
I'm gonna
You
poke
should be
him
good.
like, "You okay there, man?" You just kind of froze for a second.
He mutters to himself, speaks out loud.
You okay, man?
I'm fine. Yeah.
What are you smoking, man?
You know, I don't know if you'd be able to handle. But I'm good. Okay. So I will. Can I?
What's in here?
I do want to whisper back. The first left. Is this like? Do I go all the way down to a dead end, or
No. First left would be this passageway.
he didn't say
So-
first left?
He also didn't say which direction he.
Is it like, yeah, like right where those skeletons are? It's like you should be able to turn. There should be like a grate in the ground, and then you'll take like a quick right and left.
Okay. So I will come down here and take a look around this corner.
All right, as you guys go a little bit farther, doot, doot, and you're able
And
to
I'm,
see farther down
I-
this hall.
I haven't told you guys anything. I'm just kind of like somehow seem like I'm
following a light
knowing where I'm
source.
going.
You see the grate that he was talking about.
Oh, what?
Okay.
This sewer
Why?
grate, essentially, in the ground goes down, but they've placed a metal grate over the location. So the tunnels actually go deeper down into the earth.
Okay.
Does this place flood or what's going on here?
I want to get to the edge of this grate and just kind of check it out, like make sure that there's not going to be something, it's not going to fall in or something's going to try and come out of it, or
Is it a shortcut deeper into the depths?
I don't know.
What was the question? And right next to.
I was just trying to check out the grate. What's that?
All right, let me get the rest of the party moving along with you because they are moving close.
Yeah.
The Rockseeker brothers in the back. Bear is pushing him, and there you go. Oh, someone's moving him. All right. What were you were looking through the grate?
I was just looking in there to make sure it's not going to like just checking it out fall in, or I don't know how long it's been there, if things like kind of break as soon as we try to walk over it, or
Do you poke it with a stick?
just like make sure there's nothing underneath there going to try and get us.
Roll perception down there, or shedding any light or anything.
I mean, I have my produce flame in my hand.
Okay.
As he
So
leans
show
down and
what-
his flame approaches the
down.
grate.
Perception.
You're all quite quiet.
24.
As far as the light goes, and then as far as your dark vision goes past it, you could see that it's like a tunnel that seems to go down and take like a sloping curve off. They had followed, like as they were originally digging, they had followed the veins down to other areas until they expired, and you can kind of tell, you could see it just kind of goes off down into some farther tunnels, but this grate has been put here so that people can walk through this area without much issue.
Okay. So it's
There's
not
no
gonna
lock
fall.
on it too. Like if you guys were to go like pick it, you can actually like lift it and set it down. But
Okay.
it's mostly just dark and dank down there.
Okay. I guess I will step over and then turn right. Or I guess I want to peek around this corner first.
All right, we'll do polygon reveal. Peek around the corner. You'll see around the corner. You see a few more ledges, but like he said, his indication was to take a right and then a left.
Yeah. So I will come around here and then take this immediate right and just kind of be like, I'm like motioning for people to follow me.
A little bit before you get quite that far, you do see this like large yellow gelatinous blob creature. Like it sort of just, it doesn't have any eyes, it doesn't have any like limbs, but just goes and then sinks down into one of the grates. disappears from your sight.
All right, I'm gonna
That's
wait
what
until
worries
it's
me.
gone. I'm gonna wait until it's gone, and then tell people to start moving forward.
What do you mean, God?
Yeah.
You look down at these things. There's only one way in and out.
And then just a little bit farther past that, you're actually able to see that big scaly boy you guys had seen in the past. And it's kind of like standing there, like at edge. Notice that the thing had gone away. It goes from being very on edge. It spikes up and kind of relaxes a little bit when it sees you and sees the other go away.
All right.
Quiet barks, quiet little honks.
I He's stopped. I guess I'll walk over and
Look this way.
I can't look any way but where Taliesin is, but you can.
Yeah, look this way, look that way, see if what's all there.
Give me your line 60 feet up from you. There we go. As you look up to the north, you see crumbled like ends of a cavern. It seems like things had fallen down and had been kind of dug out. You see a bunch of rocky debris around. As you guys pass this area here and some of the skeletons, you see that some mining tools and some stones that had been dug out from that, from there.
I'm gonna. I don't know if I'm the only person that can see this guy. I'm gonna kind of motion for everyone to stop, and then like tell them to kind of like back up a little bit. And I want to back up to like here. And then I don't know.
There's kind of
Whisper.
there's kind of a whisper in your ear. And he's like, "Oh, okay, that's big, that's big. We could probably go to the south just a little bit more. There might be another tunnel through. They might have finished digging it out or something
The
without having to pass that guy.
the carved out part or the which
Go back, go back, go back." And he just kind of mentions you to come back this direction
Okay.
towards the party.
while I'm here, I don't say I noticed these stones. I just kind of want to check them out or
You
check
guys
out
all
this area.
wanna-
You guys all want to look at it?
Yeah, if everybody wants to give a quick like
Sure, I'll observe the stones.
history
per-
check. History books would tell you about stones in there.
Nat 20.
Would this have been part of what the book told me about the mine in general? The kind of stuff they got here?
Yeah. Yeah, so you roll it with a bonus.
Stop, bud.
With the advantage on history?
I mean, it's not going to be better than that, so.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys do notice that they are basically, what's the word? Ignates of some precious metals. There's some like rocks and stones. It seems like they were trying to like dig out some of the material here. And this is a little fresher than any of the other sort of debris you've seen around. There's a couple big rocks that look like they're silver. And roll me whoever didn't roll a history is give me a Godwald and Jerk. Roll me perceptions real fast, just to split up the die rolls. Yeah, you guys actually both notice a little like glimmering purple stones, the gemstones, like sticking out of the rock there. There's what you might identify as Holly is there with you too. And as you guys are kind of like looking and examining these stones, she's like, "Oh, that's silver. That's amethyst." Being the owner of the Miners Exchange in Phandalin, she's very good at identifying stones. There's a couple big rocks of silver, and there's some amethyst and a big chunk that's in the wall. Looked like they were just starting to dig it out.
Are we? Is this like? Would we be able to take this stuff, or is it gonna be like way too big?
I mean, we could haul it behind us and then throw it on the cart to take it home.
They're
Make-
heavy.
Could make glass staff carry it.
He's
Tie it
He's,
up. I don't care. We can put
yeah.
it in bags and throw it around his neck.
Oh my god!
Pack mule.
um,
You say I'm the mean one.
Pew-Bear, don't you have a pickaxe? Do you think you can get this gem out of this wall? Ooh,
Are
hang
we trying to
on.
be quiet?
Yeah, let's not do that. Maybe we can come back for it.
I was like, I'd
No.
have to put down this torch.
I don't want to alert the giant spiky guy in the other room. So I'm gonna continue heading south and be like, guys, follow me.
So let's see. Last time, if might say your comment about the big spiky guy. He's like, really, I just think the creature. I think it's called a stegosaurus. I think it's really protecting its young. I don't know how much it's going to attack us. I think that's how Nesnar was using it. It's leveraging that it would protect its young against anything that it put in here. Although it did seem to be like his pet. Maybe we should avoid it, but I don't know.
You could try talking to it.
It's we tried that initially because I think that I had previously I did like a check and knew that it was a stegosaurus and that it isn't like an animal that I can speak with. It's like either a monstrosity or some sort of like other thing that I can't talk to.
It's a beast, I think.
Or is it a beast?
Triple checking. Yeah, there's a huge beast, but it is a beast. It's a beast you should be able to speak with, right?
Yeah.
Or is your thing like specifically animals?
No,
It uses the word beast.
I can talk to beasts.
Okay.
So I guess I can try to go talk to it.
Yeah. But actually, as you came a little bit more south there, you do see the tunnel and you hear the whispers in your ear. So, how much can I commit to this? Yeah, something happened and the tunnel's open. And whispers to you. In your mind. The one note about this thing is that if you're trying to think to it, it's not hearing you. You are speaking to it. So I guess
I have to like talk out loud.
You're talking out loud. It's speaking in your head.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was saying like I haven't said anything to anybody. They just hear me like muttering.
Muttering off to yourself. Is there somewhere else to go? No,
Yeah.
it's like
So I want to check around these corners.
Check around the corners. Things actually look pretty clear as you look both ways. But you do see what looks like a hole in the wall that was definitely not carved out by anything, and then kind of sinks down. I'm like, okay, there's that hole. Maybe that hole goes somewhere.
Over here.
Over here. Yeah.
Oh, it sinks down.
Yeah, it seems to go downwards into the ground. There's a hole in the wall, but it seems to go down.
Can I go?
You can't see straight.
Can I go check it out?
Yeah, and then you'd be able to see the room that you guys came in.
Oh yeah.
You look through.
Is this?
Everyone continues to follow.
Is this just debris and stuff?
Yep.
Like just caved in part. Okay. I couldn't tell if there was supposed to be like a cave there or not.
The Rockseeker brothers holding close to Pew-Bear. Okay, there's no debris. You guys kind of look out. Taliesin, you might recognize the bit of this floor, and
Yeah.
you hear it in your mind's eye, like I think that should work if we can get out from there. And as you go down, you
I think
enter out into the room.
Yeah, and I think there was still somebody's rope here. So somebody used a rope to climb down. Yeah. So yeah, I'll call back to. Well, I don't want to be everyone would have to be somewhat close to me, right? I just know that it's kind of a pain in the ass to move all those tokens at once.
Yeah,
So I'd
no,
be like,
they're moving slowly down the hall,
yeah,
kind of coming up and bringing up the rear. Like I said, the Rockseeker brothers are holding back behind Pubert, near him as he's pushing Godwald or not Godwald, sorry, Yarno along.
but I want to kind of tell everyone like, we left a rope up here. We should be able to get out. And then like kind of go over to the rope and motion for everyone to come over here, like help people up.
As long as everybody sticks together, you guys find you're able to move off into the room, and you guys can then you don't encounter any more of the sturges, the little fleshy mosquitoes that have been flying around.
Oh
You
God.
you happen not to see any more of the ghouls that have been wandering the halls, and you find that you're actually in a pretty decent spot to get out of the cave.
And
Everybody needs to climb up a rope, but otherwise, you made it.
cool. I would say yeah, we probably get up and bring them all out to daylight. If that's what you guys want to do, I do want to say to our party, to my direct party, like if you guys still want to go back in there and see if we can figure out how to get this forge working, I feel pretty capable, and we still have my stealth bonus. I don't know. I feel like I probably wouldn't say that, but like that. But
Yeah, probably only, like the slow pace that you're taking out. Been like 15 minutes since you cast the spell, but you're able to like get through there, and it turns out that what Yarno says about traveling in a group is true. The that Now that you've seen it, who rolled me those nature checks that were pretty good? Sparkle or history checks. It was a sparkle gem
Oz
and
and I did.
yeah.
Did
Now that now that you guys have seen the creature, you'd recognize it as a yellow ochre. It's different from the kind of gelatinous cube thing that you guys had seen in the past, but it's kind of in the same family of creatures. As you move through, it holds true. As long as you were in a group together, it did not go to attack you.
sweet.
So Yarno was truthful.
I will say before we go back exploring to the mines, we should at least feed the animals quick.
Oh yeah, Kamala Anderson is probably she's probably eaten like it's shit. It's like winter.
I was planning on heading back to town with those two.
As you guys, let's see, let's just roll for fun. The dwarves have a really hard time getting up the rope. They keep falling down.
Oh, I had said
Halia has like zero issue going up it. She's climbs up the rope. Surprising for someone who's been in her condition for as long as she has.
I had mentioned earlier that I was like gonna stand at the rope and like help people up, but I mean,
Okay, yeah. Well, then you're able to get on there. They just struggled. Was all.
yeah.
You know, then took a. It was tough for them. They're weak. They've been hurt. As they pass by the body of their brother, they actually tell you guys like we've got to bury him, and they actually want to go, and they take one of the bedrolls and they wrap up his dried husk of a body without the boots and take it outside with you. If you guys are going out there.
Yeah, we'll lead them out to our cart. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that the animals aren't just fucking dead. I don't think we were in there for that long, right? We were
We were
there.
in there are overnight, so like we fed them yesterday,
Pretty
but we
much.
still need to feed them for the day. If I'm not mistaken.
I've got some nice mushrooms for you.
No, I have feed in the wagon for them. I bought all
I know,
that
I was
stuff.
kidding.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I'm not gonna make Camel Anderson trip ball.
So let's see. It was about 6:50 a.m. You guys spent maybe a few minutes fighting, maybe a minute fighting them. We're saying 15. But afterwards, when you guys searching around, checking stuff out, then there was like 8 hours of rest as everyone was very exhausted, all used up all their energy out. So it was like 7:30 plus 8 hours. That's right. It's 3:30 plus the 20-ish minutes you guys went out. It's about 4 p.m. in the afternoon as you step outside. The animals are, they're about 1,000 feet away from the entrance of the cave. But if you go over to where your cart was and
we had them tied up, I thought.
your cart, you found like it's a really rocky, hilly area, but you have them tied up. If you go over up to them, they are there. They're see you, eyes wide open. The horse, camel. I don't know what noise a camel makes, but it makes a noise. They all seem kind of excited to see you and start, not bucking at the rope, but kind of like tugging at it. Like they've been in one place for quite some time.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll.
Almost 24 hours. Yeah.
I guess I'd want to give them food, get all of our guests situated in the cart, and then just ask the rest of the party, like, what do you guys want to do? Should we send them back in Halia's hands while we explore the rest of this cave, or
it's
should we
how
head back
many
to
days
town?
travel from here back?
Oh, let's take a look at
It's a day and a half, if I remember correctly.
I'd like to.
Which map do you want to look at, Godwald?
The not in the book. The good map. The one that we say is the good map.
Okay, so you're.
No, but first, I'll check the map on the side of the wagon.
Nope, that's not there anymore.
It's a different cart. You guys didn't have the old one.
Then the good map. The map that's only 3 years old.
Okay, this should be right. I think I brought you guys over to your map.
Yeah.
This is the map.
Your painted map of the Sword Coast. Travel pace. Let's say that's by foot.
One hex is 5 miles. I don't know how fast a camel and a horse can pull a cart.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to do this really fast as I can. It's slow. I should have thrown on some. Actually, Oz, you want to throw on some? You want to find Google some cave sounds, public domain, roll 20. We could have had that quiet cave sounds the whole time. I guess it could have even been water. It could have been the waves crashing in wave echo. Honestly.
Let's see. Go over to
sound.
Incompetech. Instead of adventure, we want ambient style things. Let's see. Relaxing / chill.
So your mounts are hungry. Probably gonna get them dragging the cart about 6-7 miles.
Oh, I was going to feed them and take feed out of the back of the wagon and actually give them some animal feed before we do anything.
All right, if you guys were to feed them and wait dragging the cart at a pace. They're gonna, again, it's probably just gonna be 6 7 miles, and they're pretty good actually. I know we've been doing time based on this wrong the whole time, so I'm gonna look at this. I know these aren't actually meters. Because if each train is one, that's 5, 10. So yeah, you guys could get back to Phandalin probably by sunset.
I've got
Honestly,
some cave music.
6 to 7. Yeah, yeah, you're not terribly far from there, and with the cart horses, you're gonna get 6 miles about an hour, according to what
Well,
I'm reading. So an hour,
yeah,
2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours.
cool. You guys want
10
to head
p.m.
back?
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been there, and I might have some things I need to take care of. No,
Okay.
I'll just tell you, I have a doppelganger to shove a dagger through.
Oh, that is true. Let's head back. I guess I will drive the cart since I have good animal handling.
Yeah, and we'll put you on the 7 miles to the hour. So it's probably more like 9 o'clock by the time you get back. Sun is set. It is dark because
I'd like
it's
to
the
spend
end
that
of
time
winter.
doing something.
Okay. I was gonna say, do you guys do anything while you're traveling?
I'd like to
Um,
ritual comprehend languages and start by reading the scroll that I couldn't read.
Okay. What does comprehend languages let you select a language to read, or is it just all languages that you're
I
touching?
believe it's written. Let me check. I think it's written like with just
You understand any language.
you. You understand any written language that you see if you are holding it.
You should also check out those
You are
letters.
touching, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written. I might do that when Halia isn't here.
Well,
You don't have to read it out
She's
loud.
kind of obsessed.
I've got a whisper for you, Jared.
Well, I mean, she has been captured by this person.
It's unnerving. I also want my
It's
dagger back.
unnerving.
We're not in the cave anymore.
Jared,
Are
if you're trying to
you gonna ask her for it?
if
Yes.
you're trying to whisper back, you're not whispering.
Wait, I just started typing a thing.
I just saw that it said that you were typing and it like responding in a whisper.
Oh,
I was
that's
trying to.
weird. Well, actually, at this point, yeah. Do. What was the name of that track? Let me see if I can add it. Tracks. What was it called? You posted it. It's there. But now we need traveling music.
I have to search again.
All right. Do that really quick while I type this out really fast. So as you guys get out of the cave and you finally see sunlight, actual real light for the first time in like 24 hours. It takes a matter of like a minute for your eyes to like really adjust, especially for Halia, Gundren, and um, Nundro. They all like kind of take a minute, really just kind of breathe deep in fresh air that they haven't tasted in quite some time, and like take a moment and like this. This is where I wish we could relax. This, and
Well,
they kind of go on a bit about how happy they're.
since we're not in the cave anymore, I guess there's no point in whispering with you. I'd like to kind of get with those three and ask them how they want to handle this when we get back to town, because they were replaced by doppelgangers. Should we play it off like nothing's changed and they are still the doppelgangers to try to get some information, or do we let the enemy know that they're back and fine and not to fuck with us anymore? Do we use it as a threat, or do we use subterfuge to kind of get ingrained in them?
So Gundren and Nundro would probably look at each other they'll look at you and then like, it's like our business. Like it's tough for us to. Gundren really takes the lead. Nundra's really been. He was captured first, and his brother was killed in front of him. He's really a bit more shook than Gundren, because he came in a little later, not entirely too much. So Gundren takes the lead and responding. It's like, if he's like, I don't know what we could do to help with this, but if we can help in any way, like we will. Um, it's like I really just want to get in touch with our, I just want to get in touch with our friends, um, the rest of the Rockseeker family, and they're really, it's like, the rest of the Rockseeker family in Mirbar. We would, he's like, um, it's like I really want to tell them about what's been going on, and why whatever lies these people told them are untrue. Are still here. I think we should probably tell the Lord's Alliance. So he's kind of like defaulting to the cops in this instance. He's like, I think we should tell the Lord's Alliance about what's been going on, so they can use their resources to take care of it.
When he says that, I shoot a look over at Godwald.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
And
Lord's Alliance, huh?
Halia, on the other hand, she's like, she agrees with you. She's like, I think we should do whatever we can to get as much information out of them as possible. They don't quite know. I hope they don't know that we've taken things yet. Did you guys find any correspondence, any like letters or notes or anything that they've written, to just find any way that they might have of communicating to people outside of the cave? She's like, I think that's gonna really lead us towards whether or not we can try to gain more information about their network, and I would really like to. And you see, like, she kind of cracks her knuckles and looks at Iarno. Maybe we could interrogate this guy to find out a bit more.
I did tell her when we were leaving the cave that Godwald had some letters that we couldn't read. And notes, but
okay.
so I
So
think
you mentioned that, and she's like, did you read them? Can you read them? She's like, I imagine they're in Drow, whatever they speak.
So I finished casting.
Okay.
So first, because Godwald would pull out the spell scroll first, because that's what would happen.
Okay, it's conversation, things that are happening. You guys are out of the camp, feeding the animals.
Yeah. So I pull out the scroll that was on the table.
Judging how long it would take you to get back, you just pull out the scroll that was on the table, and one of them was in common. It was able to read, was the scroll of gaseous form.
Mm-hmm.
The other is a scroll of purify food and drink. It is written in Undercommon, with the language of the Drows. He had been using some magics and other things in order to do it. He'd use this, you think, to help them in their cave diving. So it casts the spell of purify food and drink.
Okay. And that is the 20th spell that I've found written down this campaign. Is the first that I can actually learn.
You can also...
I am not a wizard. I only get rituals.
There's another ritual scroll that was found in the cave. Somebody has. If you're saying this to people, someone you know has a ritual scroll. Yeah, so you're able to read that scroll. Do you read the
And with 3 people staring at me, I'll get out the scroll with I'll get out the letter with the mark of the Lord's Alliance.
All right. That letter. Come on. Oh, wait. No, I wrote these down in the OneNote. That's why. I'm going to go to my page of dead people. All right. So the letter that you with the wax seal sealed with the Lord's Alliance note on it. As you open, when you open that one, there was actually another. There was another letter inside that carried this the seal of Lolth, that 8-armed spider that you guys recognized from when the black spider put that up there. And it says, Lady Fifth, the Thay's wizard spells seem to be genuine, though the use of human skin was surprising, but ironically fitting for such magic. I do not wish to succumb to his demand to come in person, but his knowledge of the necrotic arts seems necessary to fulfill your desires, as the forge's magic is difficult to decipher. I formally request my brother in arms be sent to escort him to my location from the ruins of Thunder Tree. My spies report the fools known as Sparkle Motion have also once again been seen in Phandalin. They will soon be lured into my trap, and I will remove this pebble that impedes your path. And then it's signed with the spider symbol. But there was basically the first envelope sealed with the wax imprint of the Lord's Alliance was addressed to a Veril Razorwin in Tribor. And inside that envelope, sealed with the imprint of the spider, was the envelope addressed to the 5th arm of Lolth. And here I'll.
Okay, so this is about Iarno being brought in to cast Animate Dead, and about us being about to show up, and then we did. So.
You say that out loud?
Yes.
Everyone roll me perception.
Oops, that was the wrong thing. Sorry.
Is it a D20 plus something else?
It was my initiative roll.
So it's a D20.
Are you attacking me?
5.
16.
So 7. Well, your first roll was 7.
Yeah, but I rolled the wrong thing.
Yeah,
you can use that if you want.
Bonuses.
Sure. 7 plus 5.
If you rolled a physical die and you got a 7 on it, you would figure out the modifier.
Yeah, I was just using my macro and I hit the wrong one. But that's fine, yeah.
Alright, so, and let's throw Godwald out on there too. Or not Godwald, I'm sorry. Pubert.
I mean, I got a 21.
Yeah, Sparkle Gem, you kind of see, like, Yarno in the corner, kind of, his mouth curls up in a smile, and he, little, like, his body shakes a little bit, like he's chuckling quietly to himself. After he hears Godwald say that.
I don't know what to say to this right now.
Just make a scene so that we know what's happening, and I'll pull out my interrogation tools.
I mean, part of me just wants to kick him over the side of the wagon, just like, bye, bitch.
I'd like
I think
to
we
pull
determined you
some
guys
teeth out.
haven't left yet, as you're like.
Oh, is
sitting
that what
down
it was?
to, like, do this. You haven't quite like picked up and gone anywhere yet.
I would, yeah. Oh, I guess we are just waiting. I guess, yeah. I mean, has it been enough time for us to go ahead and like start traveling?
Wait, no. If I read this through a second time, there's something. Wait a second. Was that?
We need to figure out who the fifth arm of Lolth is.
Okay, this is.
You could read the second letter. It might tell you.
There's another. Oh wait, no, that. Wait, no.
Mhm.
This wording. Okay, this. That's. There's something else here. This phrasing. Hey, remember that one guy that we met, like a while ago?
The necromancer at the tower.
Yeah, that
Wow.
guy. Him. I think he's involved. Like directly, like with 0 degrees of separation involved.
I wanted to. I was gonna say I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to do it.
okay.
I wanted to do a check because I do remember being told that he had been seen.
So you guys probably wouldn't notice, but if Sparkle Gem says something along the lines of like, Yarno, it's so funny.
Like I actually had to read this twice.
Well, yeah.
Right.
That's why I didn't say anything because I didn't
Yeah.
notice him laughing.
I mean, like, I would point it out in some way. I just can't figure out how to.
Okay, Brainiac. Well, then you know, Sparkle Gem, being the incredibly intelligent,
What would you
I know.
stab him?
she is, who notices it and looks at him, says something like, "What's so funny?" And
Yeah.
if that's you say something, right?
Yeah, I'll just say something. I can't think of anything to say.
Yeah. She looks at him, just like, "What's so funny?" And he kind of just indicates, he's like, "I think you're missing the point." Still, you guys have some idea now that it wasn't referring to him.
Mhm.
Like I read it was like, and so me actually had to go back and read. It's like, wait, it's like, they demand knowledge. Wait a second. That's actually happened. Actually, so that's actually what happened. So it's okay. Remember that one guy?
And I heard Jerk, if he heard something from pull out interrogation tools.
Well, yeah. If Yarno's just gonna tell us, then I don't need to interrogate him. But
He
Yeah.
just said, "I think you're missing the point." Kept to himself.
will I ask him like, well, then what is the point? Like, what do you know that we don't? Who is the
that could take all day.
who is the fifth hand of what is it? What was it? The fifth arm of Lolth. Do you know who this is?
Well, I don't know who that is, but it's not referring to me. Like, do you have my spell book?
Yes.
Sorry, I had a
Well,
mouthful of food.
well, if you look in there, I think it's pretty obvious that one of those spells isn't from me.
Yeah, you were pretty bad at undead stuff. Your zombies sucked.
So yes, me, Godwell, go back, read letter second time, focus on words they demand knowledge, and say, hey, the guy with all the tattoos was also directly involved. And what do you guys say?
I would like to just make sure that we've like started moving and they're like all sitting in the cart doing this, right?
You're doing
Okay,
the driving, so it's
Yeah,
up to you.
he just at least needed the 10 minutes to like sit and cast the spell without being on the cart. But if that's going, and then you guys are kind of moving on without
Oh,
that,
okay.
that's cool. So then you
Okay.
guys are going along then. Just there had to be some point where he sat down and did the spell
Okay.
to get this stuff going. So now
Did
you
you-
guys are traveling
you-
along in the cart.
Did you read the second letter at all?
This is the second letter. The first letter looks like it was a delivery mechanism for the second letter, unless I'm confused.
You
Well, there
are
was-
confused. It was an
yeah.
envelope with an envelope inside of it.
Okay, so there's another entirely different envelope.
There's another letter, right? I have
Yeah,
that there was.
I pasted it in. So there's an envelope sealed with the wax imprinted Lord's Alliance emblem. It's addressed to a particular person in Tribor. In that
Okay.
is another envelope sealed with the wax imprint of the spider, addressed
Okay.
to the fifth arm of Lolth.
So there was
That's what I
only
was
ever one
missing.
actual
Yeah.
letter inside all these envelopes.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
I got it.
pasted it in the chat, everything that I had typed up, so you guys have
Okay.
this. I've been
Yeah.
waiting for this one.
So this
Yeah,
is
here, give
the
you-
lead that we have, and it says, remember that one guy from 3 years ago that we stabbed him and he died, and then when we got back, the body was gone. He's directly involved. And wait,
Is there a date on
might
these
be
letters?
No, they are just addressed to these two people and sealed with a wax seal.
Okay. I'm just
If
gonna.
someone wants to roll me insight, you could figure like about a timeline maybe.
Sure.
There's some guesses you could make here.
Ability checks. Can I use my passive insight of 15?
of me
Sure.
telling you this and you looking at, it's like
Yeah,
there's
you
this
guys
envelope.
are sitting there, and you guys kind of like, especially Taliesin and Godwald, kind of put together like, if he was going to send these letters and he hadn't sent them yet, then he was about to send them. So you guys
When we had
came,
met them.
yeah, you guys had come at the right time. He is, seems like from what's written in there, he had given up on being able to do it himself, and that
Yeah.
he's contacted someone else in order to get that information.
So that
Okay.
means that Necromancer's definitely still alive somewhere.
Yes.
Yes.
And there is a second envelope.
So let's open the second envelope.
I'm driving the cart, so you guys are doing all this in the cart.
I'm doing,
I'm
and
waiting patiently.
yep. So I take the letter, I put it back in the creepy envelope, I put it back in the regular envelope, I set it aside, and then there's the other one. And
You read the next one, and
Yes,
it
please.
instead of being written in the undercommon, the language of the Drows, this is written in Abyssal, and it is addressed to Haman Cost in Thundertree. It says Cost in Thundertree, and it says, Lord Cost, it seems your presence is indeed required to resolve the complications with the Forge. The spell you sent has proven effective, and as such, we formally accept the terms for your services. I request your patience. Soon, an escort will arrive to bring you, and you alone, to us. And then there's the symbol of the spider.
Sweet.
I think we should mail this one.
I think we should mail it and then show up to pick him up.
All right.
So
I say we mail it and follow the mail officer and just get on the jump on him as he receives the letter.
when do I get new charges for the book?
It's not
If it's
listed.
anything,
Because
if
like now
it's
we're
anything like
outside,
my-
so
I swear I listed this. Well, it changes at dawn, right?
yeah.
So you guys went through,
You already had
experienced.
me do my dawn rolls on my
Yeah, it was
stuff
a
like
while
way,
ago.
way earlier, before we even entered the room with the dwarf. So whatever charges you've used since entering that room on would still be burned.
Yep.
Because
Yeah,
we did
so
that at the start of this day.
it's the
Okay.
next dawn.
Yeah.
Then
Because all my stuff relies on dawn as well. So that's why I've been very adamant about checking in on that.
so
Kind of why I started keeping track of time.
so at Cragmaw Castle, we found a doppelganger that we killed and had a map to Thunder Tree. And now this guy is talking about the ruins of Thunder Tree, and I'd like to ask the book about Thunder Tree. Because it seems so
Alright.
important to everybody.
So you guys get out, like God, I'm gonna put my notes in for time right now. You're like God. cast comprehend languages, and start traveling. You guys will probably get there around 9 p.m. So you got a couple hours to like discuss this stuff as you're driving along.
I'm gonna ask
Um,
Halia if she's got any ideas about this too. I'll be like, we killed this guy once, but apparently they brought him back to life. What? What do you? You're into like
Are you asking for suggestions on how we
s-
kill him again?
the secret societies and all that. How do you think? What's the best way to get at this guy? Kill him again?
well, she's like, so he's a necromancer, right?
Yep.
She's like, I'm not much of a caster myself. She's like, but with all of their arcane arts and especially with a wizard from Thay, if I'm understanding these things you've said correctly,
I would have said the word Thay out loud, yeah.
right? If you've read the letter out, especially with that kind of wizard, they are like in that country. They are. There's all sorts of rumors about their proficiency in the necrotic arts. It would make a lot of sense that the spider would have needed someone who's familiar with that to handle the issues of the cave, because Taliesin, you said that there's a necrotic aura that may have been interfering with it. That would explain why he hasn't been able to use the forge. If he can't figure it out, he's basically going to this cost in order to get help. Then I imagine you guys could perhaps deliver this letter to Thunder Tree and uh, maybe see if you can get him to come with you, and
Well, he does know
somewhere
us.
somewhere along the way
We will need
capture him.
We'll need
disguises.
help from the Zendrum. Do they have a stake in this, you think? Do you think we could maybe send one of them as the delivery guy and get some
Well,
information that way?
it's like
Maybe
perhaps
have him ride this necromancer into a trap that we set up?
So,
she kind of like cracks her knuckles a little bit, and she's like, "Yeah, I'd love to be a part of doing something to this group of people who have taken away 2.5 years of my life."
Oh, just
Yeah,
wait till you meet this guy. He is the biggest prick on the planet.
no, that's right.
yeah. And so, as you guys are having this conversation and book of it, they ask, and he's, "What do we know about Thunder Tree?" Rolls. Go ahead and give me your roll with advantage for what you're able to find in the Sword Coast Adventurers Guide. Love it. I love it. Oh. You know some basic information about Thunder Tree.
Can we just roll that as fail to find and I try it again another day later on?
You could try it again later on if you want, but
yeah, I'd rather have misspelled some. I'd rather have put it in as 2 words and found nothing than to get just a little now.
well, the book opens and it goes to a page that's connected to another place, but about Thunder Tree. So you do know a little bit of it. The book opened to the right spot. You know that Thunder Tree was a small village in the plains east of Neverwinter, which you guys may have already known. But if you don't remember it, that's it. It's on the edge of the Neverwinter Wood, and it was established in 1365 DR. But in 1451 DR, it was destroyed. So not super long ago, because the year is 1492. So about roughly 50 years ago, the city was destroyed. It was a timber city. So you probably wouldn't actually. You guys have the knowledge that it was destroyed back. The book knows that it was established. Oh wait, no, that time period would not fit. Yeah. Well, so you guys generally that it was destroyed. It was a timber city. It was like oh, what's that in Washington State? Seattle, where they cut down a lot of trees, sent wood to other places, probably mostly to Neverwinter. You generally know that Thunder Tree was destroyed in an accident or a disaster of some kind. It was only 50 years ago, so I think there would be some general history checks you guys could probably do that the book couldn't tell you because it happened after the book was written. If you guys want to just do general history checks. And Sparkle Gem's like, actually, raises the finger. You guys know that a community when Mount Hotenow erupted in 1451, it devastated the town. So this volcanic mountain exploded, and some of the debris came off and destroyed what was in Thunder Tree. Sparkle Gem also knows that in the wake of that disaster, zombies showed up in the town and drove off anyone who managed to survive the eruption. And by 1481, only 10 years ago, no one would go near Thunder Tree.
Okay, yeah, share all that.
Yeah.
While we're there, we've got to stop by the shop too, because there's something in there for us.
What, the Thunder Tree shop?
Yep. There's an abandoned
in-
shop in there.
Well, that's right. So what Jerk is remembering is that someone you rescued mentioned that they couldn't pay you anything, but they did tell you about a family heirloom that was left in Thunder Tree in a shop somewhere in the city. Or in the remains of the town, I should say.
I feel like I also had something about a book there or something like that. The Banshee, something like that.
Yeah, it was.
You guys were at Agatha's Lairs outside of Connieberry, and you were going to there to find anything you could about a spell book, which was in a different location.
Yeah, I thought Bojangles'
Yeah.
spellbook was in Thunder Tree. That's where the Dragon Cult is too, isn't it?
It could be, yeah.
Also, I cannot help myself at this point, but in the Sword Coast Adventurers Guide, there are other maps. They are older, but you see these maps. One is in the cover of the book. In the front cover of the book, that's the Sword Coast, and another is in the back of the book, folded into thirds that you can fold out, and gives you a bigger picture of Faerun itself. And there are in a red ink, marked by hand, like a person writing and scribbling on it, and not like the rest of the maps that are painted on with attention and detail. There are several places marked on it. And I'm sorry, I just have really wanted to bring these maps up.
You're good.
You guys have had this book for a minute.
Godwald has.
Collectively, you've had the book for a minute.
Ooh. What? I can appreciate a good lore drop.
No, just that reaction was great. Ooh. That was fantastic.
So that's there. Seeing that marks. That's.
All right.
But
Well,
in the
while we're traveling, I still want to kind of talk to Halia about like maybe refining the plan, like sending someone as a messenger and then springing a trap on the necromancer at a certain point in his journey when they're alone, or because they said they were going to send an attachment. I have the Black Spider's armor. We've got his signet ring. We could dress someone up using those as like templates. We could have someone,
I could cast disguise self and just completely modify who I am to drop it off.
but we also need to find
she holds
people.
up the staff with the head attached to it. She's like, and we know what he looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a hat.
we've got the armor. We
We
could,
have this hat.
after the letter's delivered and he tries to correspond, we could someone could pretend to be the Black Spider because we have all of his stuff. And like I personally like will write a letter back to him saying I'm coming to meet you personally or something, escort you personally because of the vital nature of your assignment here. And then we just kill him when he's by himself. Not kill him.
So
We'll interrogate this one.
told so you told her that this red wizard that you've encountered before. Do you guys now have his name, cost, and I think you've heard it somewhere else before somehow.
Yes.
You know that he's met you in the past. So she's like, if you want to draw him to a trap, yeah, I think you should either disguise yourselves or hire someone to bring in here. But it generally sounds pretty dangerous, especially has like what's happened in the last 2.5 years that's been going on. She's like, a lot has to have changed. I can't imagine. She's like, information dies so fast. She's like that the the world must be entirely different. Just personally thinking like I need to get back in contact with the Zentrum and somehow prove that I'm not the person that they've been talking to. She's like, so that's first on my priority list. She's like, you also have this letter that needs to be delivered, that wants to be delivered, I suppose, to Tribor, and you guys could potentially go there and deliver a letter in that way.
Well, should we give it to
and
the?
follow that person, see where they go. I'm not sure.
Should we give the other letter to the Lord's Alliance and kind of have them police their own?
She
Scrolls
thinks
back.
like, I highly doubt that this is he was genuinely a part of the Lord's Alliance. She looks over at Yarno and like, did you give him your signet ring? Yarno just kind of looks blankly back and doesn't say anything.
Would so
Oh, so that was just a way for him to deliver the letter without it being too heavily looked at,
Roll
disguising it as a
me,
Lord Alliance.
roll me a quick persuasion check against Yarno's insight.
Who, me?
Yeah, because you just said that.
You said persuasion?
Yep.
Where are you, persuasion? Eight.
Well, his was low, so he kind of less. Well, you're not as clueless as I thought you were, Sparkle Motion.
Man, you gotta shut your mouth, dude. I told them I wouldn't kill you.
He's got trouble keeping his attitude to himself. It's very brutish, despite the pleasant demeanor. Kind of, Lex, do you want to roll intimidation on him? See if you scare
Yes.
him.
Yes, I do.
All right.
Uh,
You're gonna do this with advantage because you have shot this man in the head in the past.
uh,
Well, your first would be 16.
First,
So
yeah, 16.
he's manacled. He's bound. You've attacked him and hurt him. Your check wasn't too entirely high. The 16 is just fine. He's looks down, just kind of tries to look away from Jerk however he can.
This is gonna be a long trip back.
But yeah, you guys now have a much more expansive map of the general world. It's maybe a little out of date, but it's not like the mountains have moved in 500 years. So,
Hmm.
pretty good idea. This is fairly accurate. In fact, Halia could probably tell you that like the land hasn't changed much. Most of these are right, I think. She kind of glances over them if you show it to her.
Hmm. Well, these are really cool. How to put this in terms that fit? Imagine if you found out that every bedtime story had ever been told, every dreamland and every monster under your bed was something you could reach with your own 2 feet.
That'd be kind of scary, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Godwall, roll me inside. As the person attuned to this book. You think you'd understand that the map on the left that's marked the Sword Coast identifies the Sea of Swords. But that's where you have some advantage to finding information. The map that's in the back of the book is more general information, and you may not know a lot about things that are outside that place.
All I need to know from that one is that that certain places are real and that Thay is really far away. So the last time we met this guy, and he was from there, he was trying to get into that temple, and he didn't. And we did. So whatever he's looking for at Thunder Tree is probably equally bad. And equally time-consuming if he was going to be there long enough for mail to reach him.
Yeah.
That it to at least the Black Spider would be considered his semi-permanent residence. We don't know how long he was at that last dig site, but
he has traveled a long way from.
Yeah.
If his homeland is the same as it was 5 years ago, maybe the boundaries have changed since then.
Fair.
So you have that
But
kind
it's
of note that
it's
this
far.
book
Like
is
it's
quite old. But yeah, no, it's definitely quite far. As the cart continues along, the sun is getting dark and cold. It is the end of winter, but it is still the tail end of winter and starting to get chilly.
I pull out my what is it? The big thing I've been using as a cape. The Cragmaw tapestry. And I just kind of
Yeah.
cover myself with it, and I kind of like, Halia, you cold? I offer her part of my blanket.
Does any of that demon blood keep you warm? And she kind of pulls part of it over and gets under that with you. I think it does. I do think you are generally you're resistant to heat, right?
Yeah, resistant to fire.
So you're pretty warm-blooded.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still
Good
just
thought,
driving
though.
the cart.
Just rolling the garden. All right, I'm gonna run to the restroom, but you guys kind of think, is there anything else you want to try to figure? Taking the ride along, and I'll Roll our
Hmm.
random encounter table. I get back.
I think we're pretty set as far as.
It's really convenient how the other guy that we have on our list of baddies is the relevant guy.
Yeah.
Maybe there isn't that much major magical talent in this area of the suburbs of Neverwinter.
No, I think we've run into all of them at this point. We've had the Muscle Wizard, we have the Necromancer, Black Spider, and then this dickhead in the cart with us.
Well, Sparkle Gem and I, when we were last in Phandalin, spoke with what's his name? The Lord's Alliance guy.
Sildar.
Sildar.
If that really was Sildar after 3
And
years.
he had told us that that the Necromancer had been seen around
Thunder Tree.
Thunder Tree. So I knew he was alive. I didn't know he was working together with them, but I knew he was alive. Yeah, I think I'm just trying to get us back to town before it gets too dark and cold.
All right, so you guys kind of press on. You notice that Pamela, wait, is it Kamala Anderson?
Kamala.
She seems chilly. This is not her, natural environment, and she starts acting a little more slowly. The horse kind of generally continues to press on, but there's no major issues as you all press forward. With some time to think, Gundren and Nundro, they look at you guys and hi, let's do really bad Scottish accents. Aye, laddies. No, I'm not even gonna try.
Can you do a Gimli?
Do it.
I can't, but that, I really can't even think of it.
Just
What
make
would
the
it be?
voice even deeper. It'll work out.
Aye, laddies. If you like, I like to say that
Okay, you sound like Junkrat.
I can't do it. I just can't think of it. I'll try.
Just go with Junkrat.
Our deal still stands to if you can clear out the mine, 10%, and we've got to give you something for rescuing us. I be, but perhaps. And he looks at Nundro, and Nundro looks at him, and he nods, and oh, brother, it's right, brother. And he goes, we'd like to offer you their third brother's. God, I'm gonna look up his goddamn name. They're gonna look up their third.
It's gonna be something like Durgan.
We'll offer you his share. So they're gonna offer you 40% of the mine.
Damn.
Which
to finish clearing things out, because they're basically offering you the third brother's share on top of what you've already agreed with.
I intended to go back anyways.
Yeah, if we turn this mine over to the Lord Alliance, and we really think that's. God, I just need to listen to a Scottish accent for 5 seconds. But they really think that's the right thing to do. They want to put it in the hands of the government in the area, especially knowing that the Black Spider was just trying to got control of the mine in order to feed magical weapons to the Drow. That they're very worried about their own safety in the mine, and they feel like the Lord's Alliance will be the people who will protect them. And if they can work something out with them and Mirabar, the alliance between those cities can, help them keep those things out of the hands of worshippers of Lolth, the the Spider Queen, the demon Spider Queen, and people who are just out to take what they can and destroy what they can, and they've settled on the fact that they want to you know create a deal with the Lord's Alliance, Mirabar, and their family in order to protect the mine and protect what it produces. But obviously, heroes such as yourselves can help them handle the dangers within. And they started asking you about like what you encountered, like what was there, what happened. Did you
Oh,
like?
guys,
They never really got very far.
there's one room that you guys should just never go into, but you should also leave it alone. There were some really awesome plant guys there, but they created poison accidentally. But they were cool dudes. They helped us a couple
They're
times.
very nice.
They just wanted friends.
There were, as far as we can tell from the map, we have 3 paths to the deep part of the mine from the entrance that you had. A path through the path that we took you out through, a path with traps we have yet to disarm, and the path with the forge, which is also host to the fungal infestation. And the forge still has its own defenses.
What do you mean its own defenses? It's just an inanimate object that's filled with magic.
There's a spectator there with a bad attitude. He doesn't mind you coming in and using the forge, but if you try to take anything, he likes to tell you he'll fuck your entire world up.
It seems to have been summoned hundreds of years ago.
Halia looks at it and she's like, you mean a spectator? And she kind of like gestures with her hand. She's like, floating eyeball, mouth, eyes off of it.
Yeah, he was actually pretty reasonable. He didn't attack us. We just had a conversation with him. We did kill a wraith though. The guy who
Would my
summoned him.
pipe know anything about
That's the
this?
thing.
I'd like to roll performance and draw a sketch of the spectator on one of the pieces of paper we got.
Yes, please. Let me. I absolutely have to click create new page and bring you all over to the untitled page, please.
I'm not going to draw it. I just want to make the roll.
All right, make the roll. Does anybody think they can draw it?
I just remember it was a thing that had like it had a big eye and then 6 smaller eyes, and it was like snot green.
Is everybody afraid to draw it, or is anybody gonna be brave enough?
Okay, I can do that.
I can't select the paintbrush tool. All it gives me is shapes, and it won't give me a circle.
The freehand, not draw shape.
There it goes.
Okay. As you're all kind of like, a couple of you start getting in paper. I think you have a pen, and I think someone else has a pen. So there's 2 pens competing for. And Holly is like watching you draw. She's like, wait. How many eye socks did? Are you sure it was a spectator and not a beholder?
Oh, we're sure.
It had too few eyes.
Yes, it had exactly that many eyes few.
Okay. And she lets you know, she's like, those are she lets you know a little bit about spectators and how they're created. Just like a spectator is like, from what I know, or at least what rumors say, it's created from the remains of a beholder. So a wizard, typically, I can only imagine, perhaps other powerful mages in some way could manipulate this, have to take parts of the corpse of a beholder and summon this creature. It's created almost out of nothing but those pieces. You're saying there's one of these floating around the lost mine?
Yeah, he's right inside the forge.
That's terrifying. And you've survived?
I'd like to consider these 2 helping
encounter?
with my drawing as assistants and
Yeah,
roll with
you
advantage
don't
and use
need
this roll
such
instead.
thing.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, no, spectator. She's like, okay, yeah, with that number of eye stalks, that thing, yeah, that's. She's like, I think you found a wizard's pet. I wonder who
Well,
could have possibly conjured such a creature.
well,
Oh, I met him
we
too.
know who conjured him. He conjured him to protect the forge. Then he got killed and came back as a wraith, and then we killed him again. And then
Well, I had
the
asked if my pipe knew anything more about this whole
ah,
situation.
It. Do you want to share what it says with you to the party?
Yeah.
So it responds to you, and then you share the party. Is like, oh yeah, Mormus was very powerful when he was alive. It seems like he died in a terrible way, but he may have been able to summon such a creature. I mean, we did such crazy experiments together that, I mean, one of them led me to be this pipe.
have you
Okay.
What was
I will
that
tell
last bit?
everyone that. I'll tell everyone that and be like, oh yeah, my pipe can talk.
have you
I-
asked the pipe
what-
about
what
how
was
to
that last
dispel
part?
the curse there?
You mean the curse on the pipe?
No,
Yeah, I have asked the pipe on how to dispel the curse. He didn't know.
No, the curse on the pipe.
I asked if the
Val-
pipe was somehow like, if it was like a soul that had been bound to it.
Yeah, and he basically told you that he was a. Are you sharing this too?
Yeah.
An assistant essentially to Mormesk.
Yeah.
There, he was there in the mine helping him uh, with the forge, and something went wrong with the magic they were working, and he ended up becoming this thing.
And now I
He's
smoke
also
out of
not
it.
he's also not particularly fond of being a pipe.
Well, if I can figure out a way to get you to not be a pipe, I will do that.
He's very happy to hear that. It makes him very, very happy.
Um,
But Holly is seeing this and also hearing that there's a sentient magical item in the cart with us. Is like they're kind of chuckles to herself, like there are very powerful magics at work in in the forge. It seems like a dangerous place, but it also seems like you all took care of a lot of these things. You dispatched the wraith. You parlayed with the spectator. It's like you made friends with these sentient mushroom people. There couldn't possibly be much left for you to handle in the cave.
Oh no, there's from what
I
Sparkle Gem tells us, there's a skull that shoots fireballs.
So if I get out the map again, the
Hmm.
map that I had was a whole ring around the cave with a big spot in the center that the map that the book had not written in at all.
Right. It hadn't made a
So,
map of this area beforehand, but
so there
everywhere
are
you went.
definitely places we haven't been, and I have proof.
She basically just thinks you've. Sounds like you guys have done a lot of work. And she looks over at Gundren and it's like, I think maybe you owe them something for all of the work they've done. And I kind of looked back at her like, well, we don't have anything right now, but, maybe you're right. Perhaps we can hire some more people to come help us with it, and they don't have to finish the work. Maybe we
Oh
could
no,
work
we can
something out.
finish
Maybe
it.
we can make some kind of deal.
Just promise me the mushroom guys will be okay, and don't mess with the spectator. He just doesn't want you to touch his stuff.
I
He said you can use the forge all you want, just don't touch his stuff.
did we leave that part out? That part might be very important. Yes, we've tested that.
Yeah, we used the forge after talking to him like
But
3 times.
but if anything, in the forage room is what's causing the issues. There may be more to be done.
And we haven't even
But there
this
there
is
will
a
be talk for that later. Let us be glad that we are all safe.
And then for the
Uh,
remainder of the trip, I just chatter about
that we are
my.
safe. I can't say all.
That was just a
Nundro
Tuesday
Nundro
for
kind of
us.
looks over. He's like, "Does anyone have a drink? I could really use a dwarven mead right about now."
I don't.
I don't think
And
we
Jerk,
do.
I
Sparkle Gem will look around at the party and be like, "Well, it's unfortunate for you that we don't have any dwarves in the party."
Okay.
Then
They're sad.
I
They're
brag a
sad.
little bit.
They had hoped the booze had come their way.
I brag a little bit, and I say, all this was just a regular Tuesday for us. We went to another dimension. We
I slapped the back of his head.
damn it.
At regular Tuesday, I wind up a slap because no, no, like I don't know what. No,
Yarno chuckles. The dwarves chuckle. Everyone starts laughing a little bit. Halia starts.
at least things made sense before. Now it's we're basically
Now
just running on
everything's
intuition.
insanity. As it, let's see, how much time we have left this evening? How long are
Like
you going to
8
go?
minutes. I mean,
Yeah, I'm really tired too. Sorry.
yeah.
All right. We'll just say as the progresses, it gets darker. Actually, you guys don't encounter much else along the way. Roll me some quick perception rolls on Taliesin running the cart and anybody who's not in having these conversations while we're talking.
I probably get some air after that stuff that we talked about. Just stick my head out for a second while Jerk keeps talking about how awesome we are.
9.
You can take your.
I was gonna say, can I just do my passive?
I mean, because you haven't really been talking much while and you're following the cart. A little bit while you're walking, like down the trail, like off in the distance, you see two people, humanoid creatures walking along, but they're too far off to like make any shout outs or calls to. If anyone wants to roll me in a general intelligence check to see if they remember anything, I could throw that out there. But
Didn't we run into people on the way here? Like,
This
Insight?
intelligence check is showing up as history because it's the same mod, and I'm being lazy.
Okay.
Nat 20. 18 plus 1, 19.
Sparkle Gem and Towson notice similar to as you guys approached and saw two bodies off in the distance. You guys waved hello, hail travelers, and one of them shouted back, "Go hail yourself!"
which doesn't actually make any sense.
These might be the two people who shouted at you, but that was at this point now as the travels go on and as dusk is set and the air is drawn really real cold and everyone's in general trying to get close to each other for the temperatures are very much not quite warm on this cart as things are traveling. You guys kind of ignore them as you move on. There were just two people out in the woods. But you ended up seeing them again, quite a bit closer to Wayback Cave from where you were. But then yeah, we'll leave it there for the evening. As you guys approach, you see some lights in houses, and I would say it's familiar, but it's so dark it's kind of almost impossible quite to tell. But you're approaching the familiar side of Phandalin.
Cool. We've made it back.
Thank
Made it
God.
back.
So
And we saved them all.
most.
All except
Wow.
for
Saved
one.
most.
But the
I
one
we
who
were
did.
too late for one of the dwarves.
Yeah, but we still get his cut now.
You would see it that way, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It sounds like he does.
Granted, I still feel
Yeah.
terrible. The poor guy's dead, but
I can tell that's not entirely true just from looking at you.
Wait,
Like-
is that an insight check? I heard.
No, I'm casting the cantrip detect bullshit, and it's an automatic success when I know this guy this well, and he's not
Well-
trying to pull one over on me.
Congratulations, everyone. As we've all exited the Wave Echo Cave and gone about your days, you all feel much stronger. Almost as if your adventuring has gained you precious experience and taught you things that you may not have. And you
We've
are
been in this place for
all
9 weeks.
level 5.
Dun, 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 dun. Copyright
Yeah,
strike.
good job. Good job getting on out of the cave. I will go ahead and I'll add the XP to your guys' characters, and we don't have to like wait for it next. We can kind of do them throughout the week, but I would like to know a little bit about just like kind of like what you choose as level comes up if you have choices. Cool, but we could do it throughout the week. We don't have to like do it when the next session starts. Is that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
All right, cool.
Hooray!
Technically, and I would say officially, you have completed the campaign. The Lost Mine of Fandelver is wrapped up. You've done everything that you could do in that area. You've finished this story. Congratulations, everybody. Great job.
Thanks. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Sorry, I'm really sleepy, but I am excited.
Let's shut down the stream then. Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.
So